Hi. Last
Oh my
time.
god, hello.
Hello. Last time on Higurashi, chapter 7. Um, not a lot of progress happened, but things definitely happened. So, basically, Chie-sensei went to the Satoko household to try and see if like they could get proof that Satoko was being abused. Because they had told the child consultation center about the alleged abuse going on there. And they were like, we'll wait and see. We'll give it a bit. And that's what happened before in chapter 3. And that didn't go well. That did not go well at all. So everybody decided to take matters into their own hands. Chie, even the principal got involved, and obviously all the friends, the kids, Shmion and Keiichi and Rena, everybody wanted to like try their best to get across how serious this shit is. So Chie tried to go and kind of got told off by Teppei, and so wouldn't even let her see Satoko. And then the 5 of them themselves, like Keiichi, Shion, Mion, Rena, and Rika, all went to the child consultation center right before it closed, and they weren't taken seriously the entire time. They made a very small note, like, this is already being taken care of, haha. And then there was the juxtaposition where it, like, showed how harrowing the abuse was in the Satoko household. Things aren't good. Things aren't going well.
Bad.
It's bad. It's bad here. It's real bad here. Only real thing of note otherwise is Rika seems to have given up completely. Entirely. She is just like, I can't, like, this is gonna go nowhere. And so she is just kind of in a depressive fog. And I think there was a little bit of a moment where she's like, okay, maybe there is some hope. But, not really. Not really. It's not looking good for Rika. She fully admitted that she's an alcoholic, basically, in front of her friends. And they were like, okay. Didn't comment on that. And, yeah, that's basically what happened last time on the stream. On the Higurashis, unless I'm forgetting something, which I don't think I am.
No.
All right. Well,
pretty.
shall we continue? Let us go.
No.
No? All right. Well, that's the stream, everybody. Goodbye. End of chapter 6. I'm gonna chart.
I just pulled out a hangnail and I regret it because it's gonna hurt like a bitch in about 5 minutes.
Ouch. Chapter 7. Alright, who's narrating today? Nobody yet? Sorry for interrupting your lunchtime, but can I have your attention, please? Oh, that's right, Keiichi had an idea. He said he had an idea. What'd you say?
He had a plan.
He had a plan. Okay, the game sounds very loud to me. I don't know about you.
Yes, I agree.
Give me 1 second. Okay. My classmates looked at me with surprise. I stood at the front of the room and banged on the blackboard. I needed to get their attention. You can listen while you eat. I want to talk about our classmate, Satoko Hojo. Everyone went quiet as soon as I brought up her name. They all knew how bad of a situation Satoko was in. Remembering what happened to her last year, they understood how critical it was that she get help as soon as possible. Everyone was thinking they wanted to save Satoko if they could. But they hadn't done anything because they didn't know what they alone could do. I don't think there's need for me to explain what's going on with her. As you all know, Satoko's been absent for 3 days in a row. It's been 3 days since she got kidnapped by her uncle. He called the school and told them that she still has a cold, but I don't believe that. She hasn't even visited the clinic in these past 3 days. My classmates, think about this logically for a moment. If she's really that sick, why would he not take her to the clinic for 3 whole days?
It's hard to believe that she's been sick for that long, yeah.
She might have the flu, but if that's the case, she should be seeing a doctor. The whole class agreed that it was a bit strange. Everyone had been thinking the same thing inside their hearts. However, no one had really come forward and talked about it. This was a good start. Just think about it! Satoko is the healthiest girl in this village! I don't know about that. She won't even get sick after eating food that's past the expiration date. But... why are you driving so loud? Why? Stop it!
I didn't even hear it until you spoke about it.
But now, she somehow got sick all of a sudden and missed school for 3 days? That's hard to believe, isn't it? The answer is simple. Her uncle is forcing her to stay home. We've reported this case to the Child Consultation Center. However, they're putting it on hold. We went there, but all they told us was that they can't talk about it due to privacy reasons. What do you guys think about all this?
I think it's wrong. We all know how her aunt and uncle were treating her last year. Besides, Satoko-chan was living happily with Rika-chan. It's wrong for him to force her to move out of there and keep her away from us.
The sight of Rena letting her emotions speak for her, when she was normally so quiet, demonstrated most of all just how dire the situation was. Rena brought an intensity to this that I couldn't, since I often yelled and shouted about things. Are we just going to leave things as they are? Satoko is our friend. She's our classmate. We've spent time together in this small classroom, and we're like family to each other. We learned together, we played together, we ate together, and we fought each other at times. We've spent so much time together that our relationship is as tight as a family's. Should we neglect someone who's that precious to us? Raise your hand if you want to neglect her. I'm sure none of you want to do that. No way! We must help Satoko! The class was filled with commotion, which is exactly what I was looking for. The louder I talked, the louder my classmates got. They were getting all fired up. The more I let my true colors show, the greater everyone's emotions became as well. Our club is already making its move. We're trying to figure out how we can save her. And all the kids are like, murder! Did you know that, Tomita-kun?
No, that I did not.
Let me tell you what our plan is. Don't worry, it's not something illegal. We're trying to fight, but without breaking the rules. In truth, nothing is more effective in society than taking an orthodox stand. Meowdy, Rory. Playing underhanded and striking by surprise may seem more effective, but that's as insignificant as a jack-in-the-box. A real orthodox attack can punch through anything. Yeah, I've heard that even in karate, a straightforward punch can deliver the greatest impact. When you think about the physics a bit, it's only natural a straightforward, simple head-on strike would hold the most power.
We're already doing the right thing by saving Satoko. Therefore, there's no need for us to do anything underhanded to accomplish that. We need to fight openly.
So, who are we fighting against? That's a good question, Okamura-kun. This is a fight, true. However, we're not going to be violent with anyone. We're following the rules. This is the honest way to conduct a battle. Before we go any further, let me get back to just how we're going to save Satoko. This is the current situation. Satoko is there. Her uncle is locking her up inside the house. Apparently, she had no obvious injuries as of yesterday, but we don't know for sure if she hasn't gotten hurt since then. Besides, preventing her from going to school is already child abuse. Check this out. This is a brochure that Mion brought from the Child Consultation Center. It's written clearly in here. Keeping a child away from school is abuse. On top of that, her uncle left Satoko on her own for a year. That's considered neglect. Neglect also counts as abuse. However, the Child Consultation Center didn't even take that into consideration. They ignored the fact that he neglected her for 1 year, and they believe that she hasn't come to school because she's sick. They concluded that Satoko is not being abused because she had no obvious injuries at that point. What do you all think?
Mayabara-san, this is a blatant case of child abuse.
Just because she doesn't have any injuries doesn't prove that she's not getting abused.
I agree with him. How come they can't see it? It's so obvious. From what Mion's heard from inside their office, 2 or 3 days isn't enough time to determine if abuse is taking place or not. Apparently, they can only recognize it as abuse after it has continued over several months or several years. She says they have to evaluate the situation very carefully. So what do you all think about that? Do you think keeping Satoko in that house for several months is a good idea? No way!
No way!
No way!
No way!
Exactly. Absolutely no way. The Child Consultation Center has no idea how much danger Satoko is facing right now. They don't know how terrible it was for her last year. That's why they're just putting her case on hold. What would you do, Tomita-kun?
Sir, I think the issue here is that the Child Consultation Center isn't grasping the urgency of her situation. I think someone needs to go there and explain to them how serious this is.
Right. It might be routine for them to wait and see what happens. But in Satoko-chan's case, that's not applicable. Her uncle was abusing her last year too. He was taking out his stress on her. After the death of her aunt, he left Satoko-chan all alone and disappeared somewhere for an entire year.
You know what? We even have information that he disappeared because he tried to move in with his lover in Okinomiya. What was Satoko doing while he left her? She was fortunate because Rika-chan offered her a place to stay. But if Rika-chan wasn't there for her, she'd have no choice but to try and survive on her own.
Furthermore, we also know that he came back to Hinamizawa because his lover disappeared somewhere. In other words, she dumped him. He had no choice but to come back to Hinamizawa, and he forced Satoko to live with him again. Her neighbors have seen her doing the laundry too. The reason he took Satoko with him is clear. He took her so she could work as his slave.
How could anyone do something like that? Is there anyone in this classroom that would call such a rotten person a parent after he spent a full year playing around with his mistress, only to come home waltzing back and throwing his weight around?
No!
No!
No way! Right. He's not her guardian. But the Child Consultation Center still calls him that. They claim that they'd have to go through family court in order to take away his parental rights. Who has the right to decide whether he's good enough to be Satoko's guardian? It shouldn't be the court. It should be decided based on common sense. I can say this clearly. He is not Satoko's guardian. We need to make that clear to the Child Consultation Center.
The Child Consultation Center is the only organization that can help Satoko before she's physically abused. The police won't move unless it develops into a criminal case. But do you think that we're going to wait until Satoko becomes a victim?
We can't just sit around until that happens. That's why we're going to make our move now. We hit the Okinomiya Child Consultation Center yesterday. This is what they wrote down after we did. 5 classmates of Satoko Hojo made a visitation to request her protection. Do you know what that means? 5 classmates are not enough. We need your help. We need all of you. This is your chance to do something meaningful in your life. If you don't help us, you're not our friends. All you have to do is support me. I will do all the talking, and our club members are going to do all the fighting. We just want you guys to support us. If that's not enough, feel free to join the fight. Let them know the spirit of the Hinamizawa branch school.
What is going on?
Chie-sensei looked into the classroom, the commotion having attracted her attention. As soon as she tried to step inside the class, someone behind her stopped her.
Principal.
Miss Chie, I would like to have some tea. Would you make me a cup, please? It was a clear display of his intent not to disrupt Keiichi's speech.
Are you sure? There's lots of young children in the class. If they all go to the Child Consultation Center, how can you explain it to their parents?
Chie.
Furude-san, what is going on here?
Everyone is trying so hard for Satoko's sake. I can't do anything, so I need their help. But I can at least try to stop you from stopping them.
Chie had never seen Rika staring at her with an expression like that. She was surprised to see Rika looking so determined. Why would you want to stop them?
Principal.
This is splendid, isn't it? They should do what they can. I will take responsibility for whatever happens. The principal pounded his own chest. Chie-sensei couldn't object any longer.
I understand. Please make sure that no one gets hurt. You all must follow the rules and mind your manners. You have to promise me that.
Thank you very much.
I'm proud of you, Miss Chie.
My students are teaching me many lessons. Yes, I've made my decision. My students are like my own children. And what mother wouldn't want to protect her own children?
All right. Head back out as soon as you get home today and meet us at the Okinomiya Library. The Child Consultation Center is on the first floor. Yeah!
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 Wait! Chie-sensei. That's so true, Yoma.
The one from Nichijou Oh! I haven't played that. Or not played. Watch that.
Nichijou is super funny. It's super, super, super funny.
I'm sure I would like it. It looks really funny. Every time the principal appears, I imagine Heidegger from Final Fantasy VII, which is why I do Heidegger's voice.
The principal in the anime looks like the Kenta-kun doll. I'm not joking. He looks like Colonel Sanders.
Oh my god. Then Heidegger's voice is probably appropriate for him.
Yeah.
Yes! Sensei, are you going to stop us?
Certainly not. I truly understand your passion. I'm going to support you as long as you follow the rules.
Yeah!
I'm coming with you to make sure you behave yourselves. Is that okay?
Yeah! All right. Here we go. We're all getting fired up. I'm fired up. What a great scene to start this stream on.
Yeah, I love Keiichi's plan.
I love
If
it.
they're not listening to 5 of us, let's get fucking everybody.
Let's get the entire school. As a little aside, this is reminding me of like times in school when like everybody gets together for a good cause. And the one memory I have is my Spanish class, one of my Spanish classes. We were doing like a food drive where we brought in non-perishable food items to donate, and it was like a competition. And my Spanish teacher was like, what if we got as much food as possible, but the classroom that was winning like doesn't see it coming? So we hide everything. And at the very last day, we show them all the ramen noodles we got. And they have to count them all, and then we win. So she would just like was giving students who could drive money and being like, go to the store, buy a shit ton of... We need to win and get a bunch of ramen noodles. They're super cheap. And so yeah, we won because we snuck up behind everybody and did that. This is just what it's reminding me of. It's the same sort of energy. It's great. We headed for the library as soon as we got back home from school. I expected that few kids wouldn't show up, but surprisingly, everyone came along. I could tell just how driven they were. It was also encouraging to have Chie-sensei there with us. I had to admit I had been feeling a bit guilty for dragging everyone to the consultation center, but as long as Chie-sensei was with us, I didn't need to feel that guilt. We have an adult with us. They'll listen to us now.
Mayabata-san, please come to the counter.
Hello, I'm Maibata.
How can we help you today?
As I wrote on the registration form, we came to tell you about the danger Satoko Hojo is in.
How many of you are here today? And how are you all related to her?
We're Satoko's classmates and her teacher. There are 27 of us.
Well, our consultation room is not very large. Can we ask just a few people to come inside as representatives?
Then shouldn't you prepare a bigger room? Like a meeting room? I believe you should be arranging a room for us, not asking us to adjust to yours.
Please just give us a moment.
The receptionist seemed troubled. She told us to head back to our seats and started to make a phone call to someone.
I love Rena being like, I have to employ my Karen. Oh, it's charging.
Yes.
Good job, Renaissance. I consider myself a pro, and I thought that threat was perfectly timed. I need Rena and Shion to kiss, but in like a hate way.
Are you trying to compliment me?
Rena is good at reading other people's minds. Sometimes she can use that talent against the enemy to intimidate them. A strange atmosphere permeated the office. It must have been the first time a whole class had visited on the behalf of one child. It was as though we were here for a school trip. Oh, you want to be Hariyama?
Hariyama? Like Pokemon? Evolves from Makuita? Gen 3?
Isn't it Hariyama or...
Yes, it is, but you know.
It's
don't
pretty
worry,
close.
whatever.
Do you want to be do you want to be that fighting Pokemon? Hariyama! Do you wanna...
Hello.
Yes.
I'm Harayama, the manager of the center.
Yeah.
Please take us. That's Starmie. Please take a seat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for bringing the whole class to your office. Sorry,
Don't apologize.
not sorry. I'm Chie from the Hinamizawa Branch School. We're here to talk with you today.
They were treating us so differently now that we had 5 times as many kids, plus 1 adult. That's probably the only reason they're treating you differently is because you have an adult with you. Instead of that small consultation room, they took us to a big meeting hall. On top of that, the manager was there alongside the woman from yesterday.
I will let Mayabara-kun do the talking.
Chie-sensei sat down at the far end of the table. She was just here to look after us. Besides, like I'd said, we were the ones who were going to fight. It was fine if Chie-sensei just stayed there and watched us quietly. I'm Keiichi Maibara. Nice to meet you.
Well, I've heard that yesterday you visited us with 5 of your friends to present your valuable thoughts to us on Satoko Hojo-san's case. Are you here on a different matter today?
I hadn't expected that they would start the conversation. What were they thinking?
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking?
I don't like how ambiguous this feels. It feels like they're debating how to move, unsure if the fault lies with us or not.
Kei-chan, you should clearly tell them why we came here and let them know that they're in the wrong.
My friends were analyzing the situation behind me. We should have brought the principal so they could fight in the sumo ring.
The principal's got, like, paperwork to do.
No! No, his whole school is here! He needs to... Anyway. Felt like I was having a meeting with the president of a foreign country. Actually, that wasn't far from the truth. I was sort of the prime minister. Okay, Keiji, don't get ahead of yourself. I was representing the whole class. I needed to be polite, but stern.
Alright, let's attack from this angle then. Kei-chan, tell them something like this. Got it?
Mion gave me her attack plan. This really is how Mion operates best. If she's weak on defense, then I can bear the brunt with impudence, while Mion issues perfect orders from behind. I took my friend's analyses and advice in consideration, and calmly opened my mouth. No, first, let me confirm something with you. We've come here today to make sure that we came to convey yesterday... Wait. Sure, what we came to convey yesterday was properly conveyed to you. Doing the math calculations gif right now? Yeah, absolutely. So I apologize if this seems rude, but could you please tell us how much you grasped from our conversation yesterday? It's alright if that just means reading a memo aloud. It became quiet for a second. It might have only been a short time, but the silence felt much longer than that. I could see the manager's expression turning serious. He thought he was just dealing with a social studies class, but suddenly his response changed to that of one dealing with a protest group of local citizens. Good.
From my understanding, we've acknowledged that you came to appeal that Satoko Hojo-san is in an extreme situation meriting temporary protection from our agency, and that we should expedite our response. I believe that our staff at the time explained that we are not taking her situation lightly, and are currently discussing the appropriate measures.
So taking into consideration the fact that Satoko Hojo was suffering abuse from her uncle at this time last year, you still believe an urgent response is unnecessary?
Well, our organization has no confirmed records that Tepe Hojo-san was administering abuse at this time last year. What? What the hell were you guys doing last year? She was being abused by both her aunt and her uncle. Please don't tell us that you were only aware about the abuse from her aunt. Normally, we don't talk about such private affairs, but under these special circumstances, I think it's acceptable to say. We are aware that there was trouble between Satoko-san and her aunt Tamae-san. However, we have no record showing that her uncle was also involved in the abuse.
Of course he was. If he wasn't, like, actively abusing her, he was at least, like,
allowing it to
happen, which is a form of abuse.
In fact, we interviewed her neighbors. Several mentioned Tamae-san's slight hysteric tendencies, but none ever brought up the name of her uncle, Tepe-san.
Who cares?
We believe that simply because his abuse didn't stand out under the shadow of her aunt's especially vicious nature. We do not believe that constitutes evidence that her uncle was not abusing her as well.
I see. So you claim there's a likelihood that Tepe-san also inflicted abuse on the child at this time last year?
The manager and the staff beside him jotted that down with a pen, as if to show that that was their first time hearing the information.
This is why we came here today. We believe the Child Consultation Center doesn't have a proper understanding of the present situation. We believe you should be able to see how urgent this case is once you fully understand it.
I see. We're taking that into consideration. Please allow us to do a more thorough investigation into Tepe-san.
We mentioned this yesterday as well, but her uncle had abandoned his responsibilities as guardian for over a year. We received no response on this information yesterday, but what is your organization's opinion on this matter?
Of course, our office is aware that Tepe-san was absent from his residence for a year, and we have interviewed him on that matter. So what was his excuse? I mean, you can't talk about it for privacy reasons, but if it's convinced all of you, it must have justified leaving her alone for a whole year, right?
If you believe living with his mistress in Okinomiya is sufficient reason for abandoning his responsibilities for a full year, then we would like to receive that in writing.
No, is that what happened? He explained to us that he was forced to work away from home in order to raise Satoko-san, so this is our first time hearing that.
What the hell? They just believe that crap?
If it's your first time hearing that, then you should also know Satoko-chan has been absent from school 3 days in a row now. While he contacted the school yesterday to say that she had a cold, the only hospital in the village, the Irie Clinic, has no records of her being examined. What do you believe the proper response is for a guardian who refuses to take a child to the hospital when she's been bedridden with illness for 3 days in a row?
Well, we confirmed that she was absent one day, but 3 days in a row is news to us as well. So they're just... I'm sorry to stop the flow,
It's
but,
fine.
like, it's just so obvious that they're like, oh, we're investigating. They're not.
No! They're not doing
They
shit!
are not looking into this for a second.
Not
However,
taking it seriously at all.
Our social worker met directly with Satoko-san and confirmed that the child in question denies the occurrence of abuse. When we asked if she wished to continue living with Tepe-san, she answered in the affirmative.
So there's no abuse as long as she says so?
It's also worth taking into account that she is 6. And like, she's at youngest 6, at oldest, like, 8 or 9.
Or like 10, maybe.
Did you know the full scope of what constitutes abuse at her age? Because I
No.
sure didn't.
No!
There's, like, endless stories about, like, children who were sexually abused, and they didn't know that that's what that was until, like, 8 years later, when they know what sex is for the first time. If you don't have the vocabulary for it, you're not gonna say that that's what it is.
This is why we had all those, like, PSAs on, like, Sonic and Sailor Moon.
Yes.
So kids knew, like, oh, I need to talk to somebody if this shit happens to me. Yes. Yes.
And, like,
We gotta
people
bring
make
that back.
fun of those PSAs because they are, like, a little gauche, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, the spirit of them was very important.
Yes. Yes. I think it was also, like, a law, like, passed in America specifically, where children's media had to be educational to a degree. So that's why, like, every kid's cartoon shoehorned in, like, a lesson that was, like, overt like that. Even if it was, like, just, like, a PSA, like, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That was, like, the law. I don't think we have that anymore. I think we should bring that back, though. Personally.
That's one of the more difficult aspects. Whether the child herself feels she is suffering abuse or not is a very important factor. It's much like the definition of bullying. While the bully may not believe they are bullying, it's bullying if the recipient believes it is.
So you can't do anything unless she admits that she's being abused and seeks her help herself.
No! That's not quite how it works. Our organization investigates the child's environment, and if we find any problems that might harm their lifestyle, we take appropriate action to protect them.
Have they even been in his house? It's a pigsty.
Yeah, it's absolutely awful. However, we don't believe Satoko-san's case has reached that level of danger at present.
No urgency at this point. That was exactly how the Child Consultation Center felt about Satoko's case. Our classmates who had been watching the discussion burst into an uproar.
How can you say something like that? What makes you believe that she's not in danger? First of all, Satoko-san denies the abuse, and not only that, she had no visible injuries either. Also, she's being provided with shelter, food, and clothes. We can't say that Teppei-san is not taking responsibility as her guardian. Both of them seem to have no complaints about their current living arrangements. We believe that we do need to further discuss Teppei-san's past. But unfortunately, we also believe that you and your friends are overreacting to this situation.
Okay, a small aside, this is something that bugs the shit out of me when it comes to, like, government, like, organizations, is, like, they are so condescending if your, like, situation isn't the worst fucking thing it could possibly be, and, like,
Yes.
they are just like, well, there are people with it way worse, and it's like, yes, I understand this. But
like, my situation with your help could be significantly better.
they still need help. Like, Satoko still needs help. Yes, it could be way worse, but it is really bad, and it still needs help. There's, like, there's this issue with, like, doctors as well. Like, if your health issues aren't, like, the fucking worst they could possibly be, like, they dismiss you, like, you're fine. It's like, ugh! Shit drives me crazy.
Like people in government positions and other positions of power,
Hmm?
they get, like, when they start the job, I don't imagine that most of them are like this, but as
No.
they go through the job for longer and longer, they sort of get this, like, us versus them mentality.
Mm.
Us being the, like, government workers and them being the proles of society.
Mhm.
They get this idea in their head that they know better, that they have the information that you could not possibly have.
Mm.
It's very frustrating.
It's incredibly frustrating. Like, fuck, man. Fuck! Small vent about of government bullshit. Anyway, overreacting.
Calm down, Keiji-kun. Let's not take it too personally. Damn it, why are they treating us like this?
They think we're only acting this way based on what happened last year.
I see. The consultation center was assuming that this year's cases and last year's cases were two separate issues. On top of that, Satoko was denying the abuse entirely.
Teppei-san regrets the fact that he had to leave Satoko-san alone because of having to work for her sake. He promised that he would stay with her from now on and raise her lovingly.
Bang! I heard a loud noise. Someone had just pounded the table. Everyone, including the manager, was startled. I figured it must have been Shion, but... Oh, it was Rena. Whoa, her face had turned as furious as a demon's.
It's best for a child to live with their parents. There are things you can only learn from the love of your family.
Shut up.
We've heard that Satoko-san was living with another minor for the past year and has not been living under any adult. This could greatly harm her future as she is a sensitive, growing child. I'm sure that in your friendship with her, you all believe she may be the happiest that way, but could you please give Satoko-san and Teppei-san the opportunity to restart their new life as uncle and niece and watch over them kindly?
So they were aware that she was living with another minor alone. They were aware of that. What? Are they doing anything about Rika? Living by herself? With no
Rika
guardian?
does have a legal guardian, even if she doesn't live
Okay,
with him. Her
so-
legal guardian is the mayor.
Yoshihito? That's his
Yes.
name, right? Okay. Okay. But he's not present. Like, fucking Christ. Anyway. Shion.
Sorry, I was adjusting my seating.
Oh, you're good.
Weren't you listening to any of the things we said?
You're saying that you're not going to help her unless Satoko asks for your help? How is she supposed to seek help if she's being locked inside her house? She can't even go outside or make a phone call. How could she seek help? We came here in her stead because she can't be here herself, but you're not even willing to listen to us.
That's not what we're trying to say. We will remember that over 20 of her classmates visited to talk about Satoko-san's case. We'll take what happened today into consideration when we make further decisions about her case.
When are you going to make the decision? Can you guarantee us that Satoko-chan won't get hurt before that decision is made?
If something happens to her, will you take responsibility?
Fuck no, they won't.
If she gets even a single bruise on her body,
You're in huge trouble.
Shion-san, that's enough. Please, tell us when you will make that decision.
That's right. How long is it going to take you?
Like I said, we need to take the matter seriously and make a careful decision. In order to do so, we will continue to meet with the two of them and investigate so that her and her her uncle, can have a better relationship. Please wait and see what happens for a while. We ask that you do so, for her sake.
We need a time frame. Hi, Scar. We need a time frame. They're not giving it to us.
So that's your response. You're saying that it isn't urgent even though we came here to tell you that it is.
I was starting to get lost in what they were trying to say, but Rena's words made me realize everything. We came here to tell them that they need to protect her right away, but they clearly told us that they didn't see any reason to do so.
We understand that there may be reason for urgency.
Maybe.
We will take your opinion into consideration and make our decision. I hope that will satisfy you.
At first glance, it sounded like they were speaking humbly, but our insistence of the urgency to Satoko's situation was spinning their wheels. They had no intention of meeting us halfway. Right. They are officials. Plus, they have authority that can change the life of an individual like Satoko. Considering that, being a little overcautious and carefully deliberating matters wasn't the wrong response for them, and I would have understood that if this wasn't so personal. But in reality, Satoko had no time to spare. We could see that, because we understood everything. We knew how Satoko would reject me after I rubbed her head because of the horrible abuse she got from her uncle, remembering a past life. That nightmare will come true in just a few days. In that nightmare, I knew that I could save her, but I just wasted my time. I wasn't going to make the same mistake. I had to make a move immediately.
Ayabaraka? Did you say everything that you wanted to?
Yes.
That's it for today. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Everyone, please bow to them. Class President, will you take the lead?
Thank you very much.
Very much.
Thank you very much. That's also Keiichi.
No, thank you for your valuable opinions.
Better do shit. You better do something. Swear to God.
Thank you, everyone. Be careful on your way home.
We all came back to Hinamizawa together, and it was time for us to part. As the class president, Mion gave everyone the notice we were dismissed. However, everyone stuck around to talk about what happened today. We came back to Hinamizawa on our bikes, so we didn't really get to talk with each other. Now that we'd gotten off of them, we finally got to say what we wanted.
This is the first time that everyone in the class has gotten together and fought for someone like this.
It reminds me of the dam conflict. Everyone's feelings are united.
That's true. None of these kids participated in the conflict, even though they might remember it from when they were a baby.
what we did today was more polite than what we did in the dam conflict. No one's bleeding and there are no bombs or riot police.
There should be.
Unity is the best thing about Hinamizawa. That's true. This old man's blood is boiling for the first time in a while.
The people in Hinamizawa all got together to fight against the dam project. Everyone working together as a team means a lot to the villagers here.
If there's one person coming, 2 should throw rocks at him. If there are 2, 4 should do so. If there are 4, then 8. If there's 1,000, the whole village should stand up and fight.
What's that? A figure of speech?
It's something that our grandma used to say. She was trying to tell the villagers to band together and fight.
When there's one enemy, 2 should fight together. And when there are 1,000, the whole village should fight together. I see. She wanted the villagers to unite and defeat their enemies.
It means more than that. Uniting to fight together is one thing, but it also means the whole village should unite and fight for the sake of an individual. Its real meaning is that everyone should share that individual's pain, sympathize with them, and fight for them too.
Wow, that sounds very similar to what's happening right now.
In other words, the battle that we're fighting now represents Hinamizawa as a whole. I see. Everyone supported me not because they were impressed by my speech, but because it's their nature to unite like that. The classmates were all still sticking around and discussing the issues surrounding Satoko. For some of them, this was like a return of the dam conflict, and also a big chance for those who never experienced it. It almost felt like a festival. Most of them thought that we didn't make much progress today, though.
Mayabara-san! Mayabara-san! So their conclusion is that they're not gonna save Hojo-san, right?
Their answer wasn't that bad, but you're right in the sense that they'll watch her suffer.
I live close to him, so I know what kind of guy that uncle is. He's not normal.
We figured out that the people at the Child Consultation Center don't understand anything, but we just can't give up after today either. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun seemed serious. They weren't just supporting me. They wanted to make a move themselves.
We're going to have to work hard to save Ojo-san.
Yeah!
Yeah,
I agree!
I agree.
It's hard to believe that these are the same innocent kids who are always running around the school. I'm really happy to see them so motivated. Of course we are! Satoko is our friend. We are going to save her, so please lend us your support again.
No, Mayabara-san. This is our responsibility as our classmates. We're not fighting because you're asking us to. We're doing this because we want to.
I'm impressed to hear that from you, Tomita-kun. Shall we go there again tomorrow?
I don't think we should take any days off.
Consistency is important. I agree with Rena-san.
But it's only going to end with the same result if we go there with the same people again. I think today was more effective because we were there with more people. And an adult.
Then shall we go there with even more people tomorrow? Shall we?
Rena turned back towards everyone as she spoke. We all understood what she was trying to say. Not all children from Hinamizawa go to the Hinamizawa branch school. Around half of them go to the school in Okinomiya. Those children are not our classmates, but they're still our friends from around the neighborhood. Hinamizawa is a small village, after all. They know Satoko as well as we do, and they also know what's going on with her right now. Rumors spread at the speed of light in Hinamizawa. I can tell that by now, everyone in the village knows about my embarrassing history of undergoing punishments.
I'll talk to Daisuke when I get home.
Daisuke.
I bet he'd come with us.
I'll call my friends when I get back home too. The school in Okinomiya isn't that far from the library.
It's a good
That's a good idea.
Let's go!
Let's go. Let's do it.
Wow! This is turning out well. I think we can get at least 10 more people on our side. I'll try reaching out to a few of the old members of the kids' club, too. I think I can get at least 3 of them to come with us.
I'll ask my friends from cram school too. But none of them know about Satoko or her situation. They're just friends of mine, so it'll only be about 4 people.
Do you think it might be difficult to get other adults involved?
Well, the The people on the town council don't want to have anything to do with the Hojo family.
Because of what happened during the damn conflict. How about older people? Can't you get old people on our side, Rika-chan?
Can't you appeal to the olds?
Appeal to the olds, Rika-chan.
Older people are bitter towards Satoko.
People who believe in the curse of Oyashiro-sama really think that the Hojo family deserves what they get.
So we can only get more children, but no adults. How many of us will there be? You can speak old.
Yeah, I'm
At
really
this
old.
rate-
Yikes.
At this rate, there are going to be about 17 more children. I don't know if they'll all make it, but hopefully there'll be more than 40 of us.
40 people. I don't know why I said it like that. 40 people. 40 people. I'm impressed, Keiichi.
You think 40 is enough, Rika-chan?
What?
I grinned and tapped Rika-chan's chest. It's not enough! 40 is not enough to knock out those stubborn people. We need at least 20 more!
I'm sure 60 people would intimidate them.
But where can we get that much help? You have no idea. My name is Keiichi Maibara. If I say I'm going to accomplish something, I will. That's the spirit, Keiichi. We have an ad about to start. Is this a good place to stop, you think?
I think this is a good place to have a break, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, we got the penis music. Let's go! Alright. We are gonna BRB and let the ad play. Also gonna drink some water and maybe some of my protein shake.
Wow.
Whoa. Did you
Alright.
want to be unmuted or you want me to mute you?
No, I'm gonna go away.
Go away! What is everyone's favorite Higurashi character? Tell me. What is your favorite Higurashi character? It's not that difficult a question. Nipa's not a character. Stone-faced Nipa. I just... While Cal and I were muted, I was pointing out how funny I think it is. How is not a character. How funny it is when people type the things in chat that trigger all of those things. And it's just like capital N Nipa. No no punctuation, no little like swirly. No little swirly. Tilde, is that what it's called? It's just stone-faced Nipa. Nipa. How? We will do this to trigger the noise. I still think about when somebody showed up in chat and just went Nipa, and then it triggered the Nipa, and they were like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" I like Rika, especially after her whole Hedgehog's Day speech. Hedgehog's Day? What? Are you... What? Are you talking about Groundhog Day? Do you mean Groundhog Day? I like that part when Rika talked about Sonic the Hedgehog Day.
Hanyu, did you know? My favorite holiday is Sonic the Hedgehog's birthday.
Yeah, that was my favorite part too.
Hanyu, if we can just go fast enough, we can defeat our fate. We gotta go fast, Hanyu.
I want to say funny things is Rika. I was playing Gartic Phone last night, and something we do is when we close out Gartic Phone, we end with the story game, which is kind of like you just add to the story. All you see is the last line of the story someone wrote, and what we try to do is we try to make it rhyme. And we usually have one friend who reads all of them with a straight face the entire time. It's really funny, but she wasn't there, so I read them, and I was going to do it in my Rika voice, but then everybody was like, oh no, don't do that, and I was like, okay, I can't.
Rika-chan, I don't care for Sonic. I prefer Latinase.
He said that so bad. He's it's my TTS. Hang on, let me unmute you. That was my TTS. And
Why does it sound so bad?
Because there's a shadow voice and it's really bad. There's a few voices you could choose from if you want a different voice.
Like the tenor of the voice is fine. It just sounded like it was filtered through like an aging VCR. And the person reading it has no idea how to pronounce any English word.
Rika-chan. I prefer Latinus. Oh, it's so funny. Oh my god. Latinus. He didn't try at all, I don't think. I don't think he tried at all. I don't think that's a very trained TTS voice, but it's funny every time. It makes me laugh. The shadow voice is very...
Hedgehog is not an aging BGS player.
He
well,
is.
no.
No, he is!
Well, no, he's not. He's a fictional character.
He could be a fictional aging VHS tape.
What if the world was made of pudding? What if my grandma was riding a bike? Doesn't mean it's real.
Shadow isn't real. Anyway, hi. We're back.
But he has a cannon. Fucking whatever.
It's just a funny thing to argue about.
Extremely stupid.
How has the audio been, everybody? Has it been terrible the whole time? That would be cool. I just don't know if it's too loud.
Let us know.
Rika-chan, I do not like Sonic. I prefer Latinos.
He said that so bad.
It doesn't even sound like Shadow, bro.
No! Which Shadow is that? Jesus, it's so bad. It's so funny. Oh my god. So that's the whole story, Kameda-kun. We're going to launch our third attack tomorrow evening. Will you help us? Oh, Kameda... Kameda's the baseball player?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to reject your request, Kay. We ate that jumbo parfait together. That was our vow as sworn brothers.
I was about to make a joke saying that.
I want to help you, Kay. But tomorrow is not a good day.
I imagine this guy probably sounds like Kuwabara or something from Yu Yu Hakusho.
I do not have that reference, I'm sorry.
Aw, you don't. You're messy. Tomorrow is not a good day. That would destroy your voice.
I'm trying to push out a shit?
I need to show you what Kuwabara sounds like later. I love his voice acting. What? Why is that, Kameda? You can't lend a hand to this poor innocent girl. Where's your pride as a two-dimensional warrior? You deserve a beating!
I think that's what Hollow Knight is. Two-dimensional warrior.
Clench those teeth! I'm gonna beat the shit out of your ass!
Wait a minute, Kei-san! Please listen to me! I would help her if it wasn't tomorrow!
Hello?
What? What in the fuck? No, we're not recruiting this pedophile. Get out of here. You freak. You pedophile. Tell me, Kamida. Knock at least 3 of your teeth out, even if you can't make it because of your parents' funeral.
I can't come tomorrow because tomorrow's the dessert fiesta here at Angel Ward.
Angel Mort. What did you say? I can't go tomorrow either. Oh.
These 2 teenage boys need to be killed. It's the dessert fiesta, Kei-san! It's the dessert fiesta of Angel Moon. It gets bonus points for using the hiragana for fiesta. I actually want an admission ticket. I'm not going to invite anyone but you.
Oh shit, I can't go now.
Let's go and pig out on those sweet girls, cakes.
Beat the shit out of him.
I hate every single expression he has. Oh man. Minecraft heart noises. Please, Kei-san! I'll help you the day after tomorrow! So please let me go to the fiesta tomorrow! Please, I'm begging you!
I think you should let him go for tomorrow.
No, I can't. I can't let him go. Kamida, you've dared to weigh cakes against a real little girl. You only gain the right to eat cake when you can save the girl. Kuwabara's voice is too good for this weirdo. I take it back. Kuwabara is the best character in Yu Yu Hakusho. Fuck. No, he's not like this. Well, sometimes he is. For starters, you don't have any understanding of how good Satoko is. Listen. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying this. Hello? 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 These are the abusers. I think the child consultation center should be called on these freaks. I think the child consultation center should be advised.
Let's stop. Stop it. Stop it. Get it gone. I think
Ryukishi needs to go to jail. I think this man needs to go to jail. Alright. Alright. Alright.
I feel like at some point between...
Alright.
At some point between this ending and Higurashi starting, someone who read this, like, came up to him in public and was like, you better grit those teeth and fucking deck Ryukishi.
It's okay, Kamida.
What was I thinking?
Mistakes are there, so you can realize you made them. You just realized your mistake and became a better man. Take my hand.
Take my hand.
Take my hand. I'm just... I had the wind knocked out of my sails. It's just gone. The door to the next millennium is right in front of you.
Ichikan and Kamada-kun seem to be having lots of fun. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Let's take ibuprofen. Don't bother. They're fucking freaks.
I got it, Kay. On my honor as a man, I'll help you save that girl. They have dessert fiestas 4 times a year, so what if I miss one of them? It's not a big deal.
He seems so down.
What a crazy sentence to come out of the 90s. What do you mean she says that?
Me.
What do you mean she says that?
I'm like sweating. By the way, Mion, you said you were going to give me 3 years worth of dessert fiesta admissions as a reward for the auction, right? I'll give you 1 year admission if you help me, Kamida-kun.
No thank you, Kay. I'm a man.
No,
I'd
you're
be
not.
ashamed of myself if I was saving this little girl because I was getting a reward.
Isn't that how he coaxed you into freak?
Chi-chan, do you think we can do something for him? Do you?
Nothing.
How about this? I'll remove his name from the blacklist.
Blacklist? What's that? No, put it back on.
Normal customers don't know about this, huh? There are customers that cause trouble in this restaurant sometimes. Whenever they do something wrong, their name gets written on the blacklist. Once their name gets written down enough times, they're no longer allowed to enter the restaurant.
I think Kamida-kun's on more than the blacklist.
Stop it now! I'm an Angel Mort master! I would never behave so unmannered as to get myself in such a blacklist. You touched a waitress improperly twice, called a waitress just to talk to her, and sold tickets outside of the restaurant. You'll be forbidden from entering after one more transgression.
I think Kamida-kun is on more than the blacklist.
I just know that Shion hates this guy. She despises him.
Mm-hmm.
No way! I can't believe this! That's horrible! If I can't come to Angel Mort, I have no reason to live! However, I'm impressed that you're so willing to save Satoko. I'll erase your name from this list as a reward. Thank you so much! Thank you so much!
Hey, Michan, does that blacklist really exist?
This old man has no idea.
Kamida-kun, thank you! Let me know if you can't get a ticket for the next dessert fiesta. I'll invite you.
Yay!
Hug. We reaffirmed our strong friendship. Wow, so touching.
I'll see you
Wow.
tomorrow. I'll bring my baseball team members with me. I should be able to get at least 10 people. It sounds like her uncle's a really crazy guy. Wouldn't it be faster to just kick his ass than go into the child consultation center?
We can't do that. Otherwise, he'd take revenge on Satoko-chan.
I see. Of course, we can't commit murder either. Alright. Let's do it the right way. We don't want to get arrested by the police.
10 people is still not enough. Do you think you could get more people than from somewhere?
You need more people, huh? Let me take care of it.
Kamida grinned at me, then suddenly stood up and shouted.
Hey, you guys! You heard everything, didn't you? For those of you who have a ticket for tomorrow, I'm not gonna force you. But if you're free, give us a hand!
Everyone in the restaurant looked at him. There were a lot of people around. The dessert fiesta is tomorrow, so shouldn't today have been just a normal day? So Keiichi was beating this man's ass in the middle of a crowded restaurant?
Yes.
Dude, he's got balls.
You're not wrong. But the people who missed out on tickets for the dessert fiesta are here today. All these guys are regulars. I don't know their names, but we see each other all the time in this restaurant. I feel like that's equivalent to, like, going to the bathroom and, like, you're co-workers with someone, but they're, like, in a different department than you, and you only see each other in the bathroom, and it's, like, it's awkward and weird and you never talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No,
What do you
I
think about his
understand.
story, guys?
The longer I listen to it, the more upset I get. Isn't that
Every
right?
otaku sounds like this.
Isn't that right, my comrades? Locking a real girl up.
Stop it! Ah! 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 I'll punish any guy who can't be nice to a girl. Stop it!
Stop it! Ugh! Ugh!
I think every patron of this shop who's ever, like, been here for more than once should be, like, put in the store and then it blows up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. I love how every time we go to Angel Mort, it's a bad time. I'm sorry, little Angel Mort. I'm sorry your outfit is based off of this terrible place.
The place isn't
The
terrible.
place
It's
isn't
fucking
terrible.
patron.
I would love to go to a maid cafe because I'm gay and I respect women. And I also I would love to have funny little desserts. Anyway.
It's literally not that hard. Because, like, all you're expected to do is order politely, be nice to the wait staff, and then leave once you've
Yeah.
eaten your food. You know, like any other restaurant.
The only place I've been to that you could probably compare to a maid restaurant is Hooters. And I must say, I actually really love Hooters, but the idea
Rest
of
in
it
peace, Hooters.
is yeah, they're still around. They're just like bankrupt. But like the idea of it is gross, I guess. But like, I love women.
Here's the thing. I don't think so. I don't think the idea of a restaurant where the conceit is all of the people serving you are sexy, because that's just sex work, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I
You just
suppose,
have to recognize
yeah.
it as sex work and
Yeah.
respect the people doing it as you would sex workers. But that's the thing. Most people going to these places wouldn't respect sex workers either.
No. I just remember the last time I went, everybody at my table was gay as fuck. And we were all flirting with the waitress. We were like rizzing her the fuck up to the point where she gave all of our drinks to us for free.
That's awesome.
This is what I like to call lesbian privilege. Anyway. I'm sorry, you guys. Thank you for your help. You don't even know her.
He can't abandon her just because of a tiny thing like that. Stop it. I don't
Stop it.
I don't care. I don't
Stop
care.
it.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't
All
care. I
right,
don't
you
care.
guys, I'm going to rely on you. Why are you doing that? You need to back me up, okay? You are... Satoko is... like, out of the... What is the expression? Out of
I
the...
respect women, especially Latinas.
Thank you.
Not now.
Thank you, Mort. Not now. Satoko is out of the pan and into the fire right now. Keiichi, this is a mistake. You are hiring pedophiles to save Satoko from her pedophile uncle. What are you doing? You freak. This was a mistake, Ryukishi. I don't know why you included this. Why did they say KKK? Ryukishi.
It's not like that.
I know.
is such a popular guy.
I know, but still, somebody should have thought of that.
He's popular with the town council, too. He seems to be popular in the most unexpected places.
I don't know if I agree with that, if only because the KKK is such a US-centric thing.
It is, yeah, but I guess,
Like,
I don't know.
It is never discussed here. Not
Mhm.
ever. The only reason I even know what that is because I know people from America.
Fair. You know what? I actually didn't know that. I knew it was an American thing, but I didn't know that, like, people in, like, the UK and shit didn't even know about it.
We did a, like in high school, part of my history class for my fucking, like, high school degree was American race relations. Not once was the KKK mentioned.
That's
Not
crazy. That's crazy. Well, it's not too crazy because I know in the US, I didn't learn shit in my history class except for shit about the US. So, gotta love American education, especially Southern.
Yay.
Lots of other people seem to lots of other people seem to respect him too.
Some of the waitresses here are also concerned about Satoko. They said they want to come and support us when they're off.
Protect them.
Oh. I guess we have about 60 people now. We might even get more than that.
So, is this the power to defeat fate? Hiring a bunch of perverts from the maid cafe?
Listen,
The power of the otaku from the maid cafe. Awesome.
I especially don't think the KKK would be very relevant to a Japanese person in like
No.
the 90s.
No. Yeah, there's a lot of things that, like, in foreign media that are going to be like, it when you bring it to like a different country, it's like, oh, you can't say that. They're like fucking words in English that sound like terrible swears in other languages. And of course there's also like certain words in American dialect that you cannot say in the UK.
Yeah.
And you know what
There
I'm talking
is-
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a word that is here a slur for disabled people, and in the US it is just not the same thing.
No, it's not. It's not No, there's no weight to that word whatsoever. I have seen people use Americans use that word on stream, and then their chat freaks out, like, you just used an ableist slur, and they're like, what? What are you talking about? Ah! Anyway, this is Keiichi. That night, I attended a meeting for the Watanagashi Festival Committee. We're finally out of the terrible scene. My body temperature is regulating again. I'm just like, oh my god. Everyone assembled at the meeting room in the Furude Shrine. I'd seen the building a few times, but I hadn't actually been inside before. There were pictures depicting the history of the dam conflict on the wall. According to Mion, this assembly building had been used as the headquarters of the dam protest back in the day. There was a huge flag that said Onigafuchi Guardians hanging on the wall. People had written messages on it. I had been called to the meeting so I could introduce myself. While I'd been chosen to be the host of the auction several days ago, this was my first time actually attending a meeting. There were about 30 committee members in the room, and my dad and I were introduced to them. Since I'm still a minor, I had to bring him along with me. I'd often heard the term parental rights recently because of Satoko's situation, and because of that, I'd been thinking about the relationship between me and my dad. The Maibata family is a pretty happy one, I think. I'm blessed to have parents like them. Hello, I'm Keiichi Maibata. This is my first time doing something like this, and I'm very nervous. But I'll do my best.
Here, here. You do your best, young man.
Their friendly smiles and applause made me realize again how welcoming people are in this village. I felt pressured as I thought about how big of a responsibility I was going to undertake at the festival. Since I looked so nervous, the leaders of the committee all came up to me and said that I could just act natural and do my thing. Thank you for offering my son such an important position. I'm sorry that I'm unable to participate in council activities due to my job, but I will do what I can to support my son. Yippee! There you go. My dad must be used to making speeches. Want to be the chairman?
Alright then, we'll break up into groups and start the meeting. It's gonna last until 8:50 p.m. Please begin your discussions as soon as you can.
The festival committee can be broken up in different teams, like a general affairs team, a construction team, a refreshment booth team, and a ceremony team. Each team has separate meetings. My dad and I were told to join the event team. But after all, we joined toward the end without knowing anything, and the festival was next Sunday too. I didn't understand anything they were saying, and I couldn't even express any opinions anyway. Nodding and pretending to participate in the proceedings was the most we could do. Near the end, I finally got the information about the auction that I needed. I found out what time I was supposed to be backstage and other stuff about my job like that. They asked me what I was going to wear, and I stopped short. I thought I would just wear my regular clothes, but they suggested that I should wear something more flashy since I was the host of the event. But I don't have any clothes like that. How about a suit with a bow tie? That would make you look like a real MC. A bow tie? That's so embarrassing. I want to wear something more casual than that.
How's the meeting going, Kei-chan? What you talking about?
Oh, you.
They're talking about what he's going to wear during the auction. If you don't have anything flashy to wear, I can get you something like that.
Really? Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Keiichi's father. Dad, I don't trust him to get me proper clothes. I'm sure he won't get me anything for men. A bow tie is fine, that's right. You're obsessed with making Keiichi a maid. I'll just wear that. If I didn't compromise on that, Iria and Mion would try and make me wear something outrageous. She'd also want me to wear women's clothes. You're part of the committee too, huh? Which team are you on?
He's on the general affairs team, where he's in charge of first aid. We always ask for his help since he's a doctor and all.
All I have to do is give band-aids to people who trip and fall. It's an easy job. For the most part, I'm just drinking beer under the main tent. It's nothing compared to your work, Mayabata-san. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yahaha! I'm going to drink barley tea with him too. Nipa!
Alright, chat.
I heard somebody in the hallway as I said that. So, my secret. Nipa. Nipa.
You absolutely cannot, Furude-san.
Nipa. Nipa.
Oh, good evening, Mayabara-kun. Nice to see you too, Mayabara-san.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you for being so nice to my son all the time. He's down bad for her. Maibara-kun, are you ready for the auction? I'm looking forward to seeing your show. Yeah! Felt weird to see Chie-sensei and the principal outside of the school. That's a real ass, that's a real fucking thing. Like, there was like a few times I saw my teachers outside of school. I remember seeing my math teacher at Blockbuster, which is a very dated sentence.
Sure fucking is.
And I just remember seeing her.
Take me back.
And she was just like perusing the Blockbuster like videos. It's so vivid in my head. And I remember I like panicked because I didn't want to say hi and I didn't want her to see me and then feel obligated to say hi. So I like hid. It's like, what do I do? Rika-chan, you're performing a dance at the festival, right? I heard it's right after my show. I'm looking forward to it.
It's a traditional ceremony that she's performing. I'm sure you're nervous about it, huh? How do you feel this year? I'm used to it now, so I'm fine. She's done it a lot. You've only done it once last year, but you're already used to it? I'm impressed. You have no fucking idea.
Mayabara-san! It's been a while.
Oh, Oishi-san! It's nice to see you.
Have you been practicing the Tsubame Gaishi? We should play together. You won't get better unless you play every day, you know? You know how to play Mahjong, Mayabara-kun? Oh, he knows how to play, doesn't he? He's a pretty good player, too.
Perhaps we really should start playing Mahjong in our club now. We should go and crush every Mahjong parlor in the city.
Oishi-san thinks I'm an experienced player since I was practicing Tsubame Geishi the other day. Why do people misunderstand me all the time? You just don't get it. I suck.
By the way, Mayabara-kun, I heard about that case.
What case? They had to set up a mahjong table to lure him in. He can smell it like a bloodhound. Yeah, that's part of it. EDA.
About what you're planning to do tomorrow evening. A few of my staff members and I are going to be there as well. Takano-san and Tomatake-san are coming too. We can't bring that many people, but I hope you'll let us join you.
That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Every person counts.
EDA.
I'm sorry that we can't do much to help her. We still want to do something. This is what Takano-san suggested.
Takano?
Mm-hmm. She wanted to help somehow. She feels bad that she wasn't able to assist you the other day. Oh, are you talking about that rumor? The one saying that Mayabara-san's become the leader of a protest group or something?
Even you know about that? You know about Satoko?
Of course he does. He's very sensitive to rumors inside the village.
You're bread? Why are you bread? Je suis pain? Alright.
It's
Hi,
only
Ani.
my job. I'm very aware of what's going on with Satoko-san. Oishi-san, what do you think about her case?
Oishi-san is, after all, a police officer. Could he maybe have an option other than going to the child consultation center? Oh no, so you mean pain. I'm sorry.
I also think that going to the consultation center is the smartest thing to do.
Then you're also saying there's no way to save her before something happens?
We would probably do the same. We'd meet with him and tell him not to harm her. I'm sure a professional social worker can do a better job than that, though. They take care of these abuse issues better than the police can. The police only take action after something happens. But the child consultation center can make a move before it does.
I don't know. I have seen people call the police over a lot of things, and the police show up, and they just kind of intimidate people and then leave. But, you know.
Yeah, I mean...
that would have been something, I think.
It's because people vastly overestimate what is actually within a police officer's power. A police officer has the has the official duty and power to make arrests of citizens. And that's it. That's everything. They have no authority to hurt or kill, and the only reason that cops carry guns around is if there's literally no other choice, or that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be, yeah. The police are also kind of fucking useless for child abuse unless it's actively happening. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, they could, like, knock on the door and do some intimidation just by being police and just, asking questions and being like, what's going on here? But they can't really do anything other than that. And I think that would make Teppei Hojo, like, his abuse, like, worse. So.
Yeah, they have no duty to protect and serve. You're correct. I was trying to explain this to my cousin the other week while we were in the car together. And I didn't have the words for it then. But I was trying to convince her on the point of why we should abolish the police. And she was hitting me back with the whole, like, oh, well, you can't do that because, like, then who would respond in an emergency? And, like, I have the words for it now, because the answer to that is, in place of the police, we would have separate jobs in place done by separate people that the police would not be expected to handle, because I hate the police. This situation isn't good for them either.
No.
Police are constantly put through terrible strain on their mental health.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be, as humans, they shouldn't be put into the position of, like, executor, child services worker, fucking, like, get your animal out of a tree guy. That's just not what they should be for.
No.
That's why all of these jobs need to be put into separate people. In an ideal world, we would have no cops, because we'd have, in the event of an emergency of a school shooting, for instance, we would have someone whose job it is to negotiate. We would have another person whose job it is to physically protect the people in danger. We would have another person whose job it is to try and find a way for those people to get out of the building. And we would have other people who can plan.
Yeah.
There's so many different things that go into an operation that at the current moment is being foisted onto one type of guy.
Yeah. Granted, there are, like, different departments when it comes to, like, police work, but, like, I think it should be divided differently.
Yes.
Like you're saying, because there's a lot of different, like, things, like, that need expertise, like traffic too, and fucking detective work is important, and things like that. But, like, fucking, but I have opinions. We have opinions.
I think it's fucking crazy that in one day, a cop can be expected to attend a thing at a school to, like, teach kids about the law and stuff, and then an hour later they've got to go out on a call for a wellness check where they have to come across a body that's been there for weeks. And then 2 hours after that, he has to respond to a school shooting at the same school that he was at earlier that day, and then after that's been resolved, he has to go home and just then be okay with that.
Yeah.
That's not good for the police either.
No.
That's not okay.
No. Abolish the police. Anyway. Abolish the police, I say, as Oishi laughs at me.
It'd be a lot easier for us if we could arrest criminals before they commit crimes.
Yeah.
Well, then they're not criminals, are they, Oishi?
No.
However, we need to be very careful about whom we arrest, We don't want to lose our jobs.
In that sense, there's nothing wrong with them saying that they want to wait and see for a while.
Well, I don't think the Child Consultation Center is being unreasonable. However, it must seem terrible from the point of view of those who know Satoko-san and Teppei-san.
Oishi-san was exactly right. They must be assuming that we're overreacting by making such a big fuss. It's only been a couple of days since he took her away. But that mindset can create huge problems.
I'm sure they're going to call him tonight because we told them that she's been missing school for 3 days. They'll ask him why she hasn't gone to school. Teppei might beat her up for that.
I don't know. However, if he continues to keep her at home after the phone call, the Child Consultation Center will probably make a move. I think they'll talk to him about it.
So she might come to school tomorrow?
That's possible. Teppei can't stay in Okinomiya for some reason. And that's why he needs to stay at Satoko's house. I'm sure he doesn't want any further trouble.
He can't stay in Okinomiya for some reason? That's right, for some reason. I heard that he had some kind of money-related trouble. You don't know about that, Sonozaki-san?
I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean, Mion? There's a reason he wants to stay in Satoko's house?
Well, yeah. Teppei has money issues, so he can't live in Okinomiya anymore. He's hiding out in Hinamizawa until the trouble brews over.
Then he should hide somewhere alone. Why would he try and drag Satoko-chan into this?
You want Satoko as your maid, right? It's the same thing.
Call him out!
Call him out! Call him out! Kill him!
I don't want to hear what he has to say. I don't want to hear what he has to say.
I don't want to hear what he has to say.
Let's just ignore that part.
Oh, I think I fractured a rib laughing. Jesus.
Let's just ignore that pervert for a moment. So, Oishi-san, you think there's no choice but to
Don't say that,
the child?
Don't say that.
That was the joke I was making earlier. when he was like, they were saying he was on the blacklist, and I was like, I think he's on another list. That's the
I
list.
didn't hear that.
I think he's on another list. Kamida. What's his face? Yeah. As much as I hate the pervert bullshit in like anime that is so prevalent, especially in early 2000s shit, I love when they call perverts out. It makes me smile. When they beat the shit out of them and they're like, what a fucking freak. I'm like, yes, that's it. If only I could have that and not have the fucking freak. But alas, we need to have the pervert freak in order to call them a pervert freak. Anyway, so
Oishi-san, why am I so high? Wow. So, Oishi-san, you think there's no choice but to let the Child Consultation Center take care of it?
I think that's the most realistic plan. There are certain steps that you need to follow.
I'm also clipping that for later.
When you go take a piss, you go to the toilet and pull down your zipper.
Oh, I thought you were just saying
If you don't
that.
follow those steps, it ends in disaster.
I didn't realize that was what he was saying.
That's a gross way to put it. You disgusting old man.
Call him out.
I'm sorry I can't help you. But I do find Satoko-san's case unfortunate. I hope that everyone gets to have a happy ending. The Child Consultation Center is going to make their decision regardless, but what you guys are doing isn't against the law either. What you're doing, Mayabara-kun, is not a mistake. Don't give up. Do all you can do. I'll support you too.
Thank you very much. We went there yesterday and today. We're going to go there tomorrow too. I believe we can save her as long as we don't give up.
3 days in a row, huh? I heard you took 20 people with you today. Are you going to take that many tomorrow too?
Kei-chan is really talented when it comes to stuff like this. You'll be surprised. There's going to be 60 people tomorrow.
My, that's amazing. I can see you becoming an active labor union leader when you grow up. The head of our union is pretty deplorable.
At that moment, I heard someone clapping. It was almost 9 p.m. The meeting was over. Everyone returned to their seats and listened to each section head's report on what they discussed. You're incredible, Keiichi. You know so many people from the village. But there are even more people that I don't know. Are you sure? You were talking with so many of them. Mm-hmm. I really am impressed. They're really such nice people. I don't know where that really came from. Maybe I should be more involved with them too. You should! Inami's always all about helping each other. I know you're busy with your work, but you should be involved as much as you can. I'm going to talk with your mother about that, I think.
That's it for the meeting today. The next meeting is... tomorrow. I'll see you all then. It'll be the last major meeting before the festival. Thank you for coming today. Chairman, will you give us some closing remarks?
Oh, was I Kichiro? I don't remember.
I think we just kind of swapped back and forth.
I could be an old man. No, it's fine. Let's just go home and get some drinks. That's it for now. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. Wahaha! Everyone laughed at Mayor Kimiyoshi's closing remarks. We finished cleaning up and everyone began filing out of the building. Even though it was a weekday. What? His bald head?
Bald head.
It's so shiny. No, that's the moon, Yoma. I'm joking. I'm so punchy right now. Some of them were going out for drinks. They asked my dad to go along with them. My dad isn't an ordinary worker. These sprites are so funny to me because I imagine all these people so differently when I read it. Yeah. He can sleep in if he wants to, as long as he makes his deadlines. Keiji, they want me to come for a drink, so I'm going, okay? Sure, have fun. I'm heading home now. Going home alone was kind of sad, so I thought I'd walk home with Mion, but she was still lingering at the meeting, talking with the mayor and other important people. She was probably busy, with the festival being so near. As I contemplated whether to wait for her or not, Oishi-san came up to me.
Good job at the meeting. How did you get here? I can give you a ride home if you want.
I came here on my bike, plus I'm waiting for Mion.
I see. You'll be waiting a while, though. They're discussing the trouble they had with the refreshment booth team.
Trouble with the refreshment booth team? Seems like such a fun festival, but they still have some issues, huh?
Oh, yes. It's hard to make adjustments this late. Shaved ice and yakisoba are always popular, so everyone wants to do those. But it'd be a problem if all the booths sold yakisoba, right? They need to make those kind of adjustments so there'll be a variety of booths, but people get upset when they have to run a booth that's not going to make much money, you know? They suggest running the booths in rotation every year, but some people don't have enough staff to do certain kinds of booths, and other people claim that their yakisoba is better than everyone else's. They also fight about locations, who to hire, etc., etc.
I had no idea that the preparations for a festival were so complicated.
Everything needs adjustments. I guess it sounds like boring adult talk for a young man like yourself. But adjustments are necessary to make things go smoothly. What you're doing at the Child Consultation Center is a secret adjustment in a way. Satoko-san and Teppei-san don't even know about it.
Ugh, I guess you might be right. But we have no choice but to raise our voices. That's the only option we've got. Fucking yakisoba is just like snow cones, right? That's what we call them, right? In America? I don't know. I think that's what it is. Wait, no, not yakisoba is like... what am I thinking of? It's noodles. Duh. What am I... fucking... It's like kakigori or something. That's what I'm thinking of. Snow cone. Fuck. Okay, I had a dumb moment. I swear I consume media and also food that is yakisoba.
No, I'm proud to see you do something like this. If I was your age, all I'd be able to think is attacking him in the dark. Man.
Oishi must have had no other plans. He stuck around while I waited for Mion. There was no one else around at that time of night. It would have felt pretty lonely if he hadn't been there with me. I'm glad Oishi stayed to chat. We talked about mahjong for a while. Its theory, techniques, and history. I rarely talked with a guy his age, so it was very interesting for me. It's nice to interact with people from a different generation sometimes. It's gonna bother me. I'm gonna look up what I'm thinking of. I was thinking of kakigori. Okay. Oh, it looks so good. It's kind of like a snow cone, but not exactly. Okay. Alright. Okay. I was thinking of kakigori. I'm defending my yakisoba and kakigori, mix up. Okay? I'm embarrassed by it. I'm sorry. It's like a German spaghetti ice cream, but Japanese. Stop. Anyway. He's also a police officer. I was secretly hoping that he'd give me a hint about how to save Satoko. In any case, I had to wonder what was taking Mion so long. By the time Oishi-san finished his second cigarette, I started to think that maybe I should just go home for the night. I think I'm gonna head home. Mion is taking too long. I have something big to take care of after school tomorrow.
Going to the child consultation center, you mean?
Yes. I'm going to fight until they come up with a plan to save Satoko. Consistency is important. This is all we can do. Oishi-san smiled upon hearing my passionate words.
I bet the child consultation center understands your point by now. You know, there's a limit to what you can do. It's important to know when to quit. If you go too far, it'll only make things more complicated.
But I can't just let Satoko suffer.
Of course you can't. I'm sure that the child consultation center won't leave her be either. They'll help her.
They might help her, but probably only after she gets hurt. If Satoko suffers irreversible mental trauma, it'll be too late. Oishi took out his third cigarette. That meant he was going to stay here until he finished it. I didn't feel like waiting here with him, though. I just wanted to go home and relax so I could prepare for tomorrow. I'm going home now.
You know, Mayabara-san, there's something I wanted to tell you.
I knew it! I knew he was going to tell us something. The tone of his voice had changed slightly. Whatever it was, it sounded important. I stopped and turned back to face him.
Actually, you see, I don't think you should go to the child consultation center tomorrow. You've made your point already.
But we need to do this so we can save Satoko. They aren't getting how urgent the situation is. We have to make even more of a fuss if that's what it takes for them to understand. I think we'll make a bigger impact if we go there 3 days in a row.
You're trying to show them every courtesy, huh? But you know, Mayabara-san, sometimes you should just let sleeping dogs lie.
What?
Let me make this clear. This isn't a warning from the police, and no one told me to tell you this. I'm just giving you advice. As your mahjong friend.
The word advice didn't sound pleasant at all. I felt myself frowning involuntarily.
Do you know what the child consultation center is thinking? You guys showed up 2 days in a row, and you brought 20 people with you today. They're afraid he'll show up again tomorrow.
Then why don't they just listen to us? I hope they're not planning to build a barricade so we can't get in the building tomorrow.
No, they won't do that. Their job is to listen to these claims. They'll accept anyone who's come to make an appeal. They can't stop you from coming, no matter how many times you show. They know that too. So they need to take care of the matter before you bring even more people and cause even more trouble.
You mean, have they already made the decision to save Satoko?
Not quite. They started making secret adjustments so that you can't come by to pressure them anymore.
What do you mean? They made a secret adjustment so that I couldn't bother them anymore? I felt confused. And then Oishi-san said something that almost sounded like a line from a political drama.
These officials sometimes act a bit like the Yakuza. They don't want their badge disrespected. It's normal for them to ignore opinions opposing the decision that they've made. Even if they realize their officer's in the wrong.
So if they listen to us, other people will come to the office to get their cases taken care of?
That's exactly it. They don't want people challenging their decision. They will listen to your appeal, but they'll never change their stance unless there's something odd going on. Plus, this time Satoko-san's case is nothing special or noteworthy to them. He may have taken her away from where she lived, but it's a legal act since he has parental rights. It's not like a parent without custody forcing his child to live with them. After all, he's the only blood relative she has. There's nothing, legally speaking, that prevents them from living together.
But that's not the case with Satsuko and her uncle. You know that too. You know how violently he abused her last year.
That was last year. The Child Consultation Center can't do anything about it if he tells them that he feels remorse over what happened. And more than anything, Satoko-san told them that he's not abusing her.
That's because last year Satoko relied on her brother and she deeply regrets overburdening him. So as far as she's concerned, seeking help feels like she's betraying her brother.
I see. It might be very difficult to persuade the Child Consultation Center in that case. Anyway, for reasons like that, the center can't understand why you and your group is pressing this issue so hard.
We're just trying to let them know that Teppei is a violent person and that we can't let Satoko stay with him.
But why? You weren't here in Hinamizawa last year. I don't think you know much about Teppei-san. Why are you so sure that he's dangerous?
That was a hard question to answer. He was right. I didn't know much about Teppei. I'd never even seen his face. But I just know. Way back in a different world, I didn't save Satoko. I just stood by. I've seen the world where Satoko was irreversibly broken. We all cried and regretted it. I couldn't explain that to Oishi, though. My friends had understood my premonition. But it's weird for someone to be so aggressive just based on what he saw in his imagination.
I mentioned it earlier, but sometimes a divorced couple battles for custody of their child. The couple can sue each other, and sometimes their relatives sue the couple too. Some of them decide to sue their partner not for the child, just because they hate them. This case is a bit similar to something like that. It looks as though you're taking the actions you are because you hate Teppei Hojo. Child Consultation Center needs to determine if you're doing this out of hate or out of genuine concern towards Satoko-san. Not all people go to the center out of goodwill like you.
True.
They can only make a decision after carefully determining if the information given by the petitioner is genuine or not. You need to understand that.
So you're saying that because I was too direct with them, they've mistaken my appeal as one born of ill will?
No, you don't have to worry about that. Just please try to understand that they have to evaluate it carefully. If they put a child under protection every time they got a report, the nation would careen out of control.
That's right. I think there was a passage in the civil law book the center showed us that first day. The family or the prosecutor must make an appeal to the family court. Family issues have to be resolved within the family. An outside appeal might move the center to take action, but an outsider can't tell them how to respond. And when it comes to that, Satoko's only family is her uncle. Since her uncle obviously wasn't going to do anything about this, Satoko would have to seek help on her own. But Satoko is denying that she's being abused at all. This isn't going anywhere.
The consultation center is simply hoping that you'll give up. They have other cases that need more urgent attention. But they're not sure yet if they should ask you to give up. That's what I wanted to tell you today.
But what do you mean? I don't get it.
Mayabara-san, when you visited them today, did they treat you better than yesterday?
Yeah, a bit. We were taken to a bigger room and the manager came to see us too.
You might think that the manager is ranked just a little bit above the regular staff members. However, his position is as high as that of a section chief in a regular company. It's very difficult to achieve that position. The person you talked to today is actually a very powerful man, more than you could imagine.
Thanks for the follow.
It's not normal for them to do that. The manager normally never shows up for a consultation. You need to recognize that the treatment you got today was a very special one.
It never seemed that special to me. I thought we were taken to a big room because we went there with more people, and Rena told them to adjust to us.
Because you were so well organized, they're suspecting that you're not the actual leader, and that the Sonozaki family are the ones behind this movement. I'm sure you know how powerful the Sonozaki family is, which...
I do, but it has nothing to do with the Sonozaki family. We're simply fighting to save our friend. Mion hasn't even mentioned her name.
That's what the Child Consultation Center wanted to know. It's their normal routine to politely refuse a huge crowd of petitioners. However, things would be different if this was Oryo Sonozaki-san's idea. Oryo-san holds great sway in the city's government. No one can go against her wishes.
I'm aware that Mion's grandmother is very powerful, but that has nothing to do with this.
In order to make that clear, the local government officials have approached the Sonozaki family in secret. They met Oryo-san and asked her about this case. They were going to take action if they found out that it was her idea, but they soon discovered otherwise.
That's fucked up. So they're not going to take any action anymore?
It's not just that. Oryo-san is now aware that there's a commotion going on within the village. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but some people in the village still hold a grudge against the Hojo family. Traitors of the damn conflict. Ever since the curse of Yoshida-sama, the Sonozaki family has been telling people not to interact with the Hojo family. Might wake up to a sleeping dog. Shit, the cigarette. If you continue to make all this noise.
I'm like fully immersed. I'm like, damn, is Cal like lighting up a cigarette right now? Damn. Holy
I
shit.
don't smoke.
Yeah, I figured. But it's so immersive. I'm just like, wow, you actually have a cigarette. Wow. What happens if I wake the dog up?
I don't know.
Oishi paused for a while and drew on his short cigarette.
I'm not saying that you'll be threatened, or that they'll hurt you. However, you just moved here and you're starting to get to know people from this village. But soon enough, you might see the underside of this place.
The issues between the Hojo family and the Sonozaki family, well, village-wide matters have been slightly taboo in our group, but we may have to go down that road now. It's a fact that we haven't got any support from adults except for the school teachers and Irie. Other adults in the village must know what happened between Satoko and Teppei last year. They all understood that it would be a disaster if we don't rescue Satoko as soon as possible. However, no adult came forward to help us. If we continue our movement, will the people who hate the Hojo family become our enemies too?
That's possible. The Sonozaki family may get involved if you continue this commotion. You could say that the Sonozaki family is anti-Hojo. If you try to save Satoko-san using people from Hinamizawa, that shows huge disrespect towards the Sonozaki family. It can create a huge problem.
By that point, I knew. This was a warning, not just advice. An ignorant young man in Hinamizawa is making noise, trying to wake up a sleeping dog.
I know you've taken a liking to this place and that you're really doing your best here. That's why I thought I should let you know about this. I'm sorry if I upset you.
I love Hinamizawa. I've made a decision to make this place my home. I'm motivated about the big job I got for the festival, too. Would it really be wise for me to try and create all this trouble? Hi, Corgi.
I'm just speaking as your friend. Nothing more. I'm not trying to threaten you or anything like that. I'm not trying to make you do anything you don't want to do. I just wanted to give you this information.
Oishi smiled at me, then stomped on his cigarette. I thought I had just made the decision to do what was right. But was that only the stupid idea of an ignorant little boy? Did I need to grow up right now and think about this again? Dark clouds hung over my heart. But, wait a minute. Did that mean I didn't even have the courage to risk losing something? Was I not brave enough to save Satoko at all? I had to be the red fire. I couldn't give up, even if everybody else did. I had to fill other people up with righteous flames, just like I was.
What's the matter? What a bold smile you're wearing right now.
Thank you for the valuable advice, but I can't give up, no matter what you tell me. I won't stop, even if the whole world tells me to.
Even if the whole world's against you. Huh. You're a stronger man than I thought.
If the whole world is telling me that I'm making a mistake, I'll have to stop and reevaluate myself. However, I've already talked about Satoko's case with my friends over and over again. This isn't just my idea. I'm confident that our decision is the very best one to make.
I agree with you, my son. Younger people like you tend to make hasty and dangerous decisions. However, all of you are being very rational about this. You're making a democratic appeal. Just like Dr. Irie was saying, there's nothing wrong with your methods.
I know. I'm positive that we're not making any mistakes. We're doing our best to save our friend. We're not going to give up just because we feel threatened. We are her true comrades. I have faith in us, even if the rest of the world doesn't. That's what friendship is all about. Thank you, Skilby.
You have a strong will. Not even my detectives are as strong as you are.
Oishi-san gave me a wicked grin of admiration. I could tell from that grin. He wasn't trying to pressure me at all. It was exactly the opposite of that. He had shared this information with me to confirm that I was ready to face this challenge. I didn't even have to consider whether his words were advice or a warning. Every man has many things he wants to keep believing in, even if others don't share that belief. Of course, it's important to listen to advice with sincerity, but some beliefs you still can't turn away from. That's what being a man is all about.
I also have a strong will, you know. About 5 years ago, a person who was like a brother to me was killed.
He was murdered?
The case was declared solved, but I'm continuing an investigation alone because I suspect there's another person in control behind the scenes.
The first victim of the Watanagashi killing was his... yeah.
The department told me I was wasting my time. They told me to stop. But just like you, I can't give up.
Are you getting close to finding out who did it?
I don't know about that. Anyway, if your resolve is that strong, then there's nothing for you to fear. Just follow through on your beliefs. I'm often threatened to show more restraint if I want to keep my full retirement pay to myself. But I've never given. There's a lot of things we men can't convey without being unwavering. My, exactly right. We can't give up no matter how risky it'll be. It's important to pursue your goal. And even if you end up playing into their hand, that's what being a man is about. If you're going down, then go down, fight!
There we go. You're right. Waffling between whether to go or go back isn't the attitude of a real man. It's how a man should be. We bumped our fists together, reaffirming that real men are the same regardless of their generation. It wouldn't be a simple road to saving Satoko, but I was never going to give up. I was going to save her. I had no doubts about that. Whoa!
I love that scene.
It's really good.
I think it's a really humanizing moment for Oishi, that he's not just like a bastard completely.
No. I think Oishi is a really good, interesting character.
Yes.
And I don't think he's a bad guy. I think bad shit just follows him.
Yeah.
And that's why whenever he shows up in a chapter, it's always like, oh no! It's not like, oh no, it's Oishi. It's, oh no, shit got bad. That's why the policeman is here. He's gonna tell me someone's dead! I was expecting him to tell us someone was dead. But no, he just had to talk, so. Alright. Do you... Oh no, that's gonna be bad. You wanna take a break before we read the tips?
Yes, because Oishi has made me need water. Bad.
Let's take a break before we read the tips, everybody.
Yes.
Alright.
Water!
Water! Water!
Blech.
was just talking about how our voices, our character voices, must be so different from when we first started. Because we started this like 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And I'd be embarrassed to like go watch it back and be like, oh. Ew.
I can never watch these VODs. I can never watch these VODs.
Why?
Because I hate hearing myself.
Aw. I think, okay, I have a very strong opinion about this because, like, I think this contributed to, like, my stream presence, I guess, improving. Like, you know, like, stage presence. Is I would watch my VODs back. And if I was, like, cringing at it, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I can do to make me not cringe at myself. And so nowadays, like, I will put on VODs and I'm like, oh, hell yeah, this is nice. It's like, you unconsciously, like, shift slightly when you, like, watch yourself back. It's like, it's interesting. It's a weird little thing where watching yourself back, like, you eventually adjust until, like, you're okay with watching yourself back. And part of it could be you just get used to, like, hearing the sound of your voice, you know? But I think that's part of it, because I think I've gotten used to, like, hearing my voice back, because I've been making videos since I was, like, 13, so, like... but I understand, because, like, it's a really hard adjustment to make at first. 2 years, yes, Yoma. I've been doing this a while. Release us. Maybe this year.
Release us, like.
Release us.
If when we finish this, we're not launching into Umineko. Like, we're not doing that.
We're not leaving. I'm gonna be 40 by the time we're done. Fuck.
Yep.
7 more years of this, baby. 6 more years of this, baby. Fuck.
We're not doing them like a chapter a year. We're doing like 2 a year, maybe 3.
3 more years of this, baby.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go! I'm gonna be 37!
Rick and Spoonie 100. Who the fuck is Rick?
Who is Rick? Pickle Rick? No.
I don't want anything to do with him.
Who the fuck is Rick? Who's Rick? You want me to read this since you did the Oshi?
I was making a Rick and Morty joke. Don't do that. Watch better shows.
Why? Why? Aw, JM. His name's Cal. Shimiko. Do we know Shimiko?
I feel like I do, but I'm forgetting. So 1 moment.
Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of water then. I love when people in chat make references that, of course, I wouldn't get because...
Shimiko is a store manager and housemaid for the Sonozaki estate.
Okay, I think we have heard of Shimiko then. I could do Shimiko. Please hold on a moment, I'll get her. Oreo-san, someone from the municipal government is calling. You want to be Oreo?
Hello?
Oh, who's Ida? Fuck.
You can be Ida.
Who's Ida? Who is this person? Hello, Sonozaki-san. This is Ida from the municipal government. Thank you very much for the ohagi the other day.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for your work at the Culture Festival. Also for providing that large parasol. How much does that thing cost? We use it every year, so we might as well buy one ourselves.
We borrowed that one from a teacher. I checked out the price, but the domestically made ones cost about 200,000 yen. That's expensive as fuck. I also found one made in China, and it's less than half the price.
I don't care if it's made in China or not. Just get one so we don't have to cause any more trouble for the teachers.
We're actually ordering it already. Once it arrives, you might want to take a look at it and make a final decision.
Also,
We've been holding the same Edo-style tea ceremony for the past 3 years. We should probably get an instructor from a different style. Can you look for a new instructor for next year?
I see. We'll do, ma'am. We'll find a different tea ceremony instructor. About that, advisor. I had something else to talk to you about.
And here's me going on about a parasol. So what do you need?
We were wondering if you've heard anything about the case of Satoko Hojo-san and Hinamizawa.
Satoko Hojo, huh? You're talking about that blasted Hojo girl? What did she do?
Well, she's recently moved in with her uncle, but she's being abused, apparently. Have you heard anything about it?
Her uncle? Satoko's being abused? I've never heard of anything like that.
Oh, well, if you don't know, that's okay. To tell you the truth, someone from Hinamizawa came to petition to the Child Consultation Center. According to the center, that petitioner was very persistent. The manager felt that it was better to talk with you if you already knew about it.
I don't know anything and I don't care. Why would I do anything for that pitiful child? The Sonozaki family has nothing to do with this.
Have you heard anything about it from the town council?
No, what are you saying? If Kimiyoshi was helping that blasted Hojo child, then the Sonozaki family would know about it. Who is petitioning the Child Consultation Center?
I heard some of her classmates were there. Well, as far as I know, anyway. I guess it's just something that her classmates are doing, and the village has nothing to do with it?
Of course not. I don't know anything. The village has nothing to do with Satoko.
The contents of this conversation were forwarded to the Child Consultation Center. If Oreo wasn't behind the commotion, then they had no need to take the case seriously. The manager told his staff to listen to what the petitioners have to say, but to never say anything promising the girl's safety. Keiichi Maibara-kun, huh? I guess a boy like that will grow up to be a political advocate in the future. Alright, time for sadness.
Yay.
It'd been 3 days since he told her to stay home. He got another call from that annoying teacher again, so he yelled at her and hung up the phone. That woman is too persistent, Teppei thought. She won't give up that easily. He was sure that she'd call the Child Consultation Center again. The biggest reason why Teppei refused to let Satoko go to school was his fear that she'd seek help when going there. She pretended like nothing was wrong when the social worker from the Child Consultation Center showed up, but that was only because he was right beside her. She'd probably betray him as soon as she got her chance. Okay, I know I've already complained about this. Like, of course she's not going to admit that she's being abused when he's right there. I've had experience with social workers. They make sure nobody else is there. And then they talk to you. Like, this is... Okay. And the consultation center would show up immediately. Did I miss a line? She'd probably betray him as soon as she got her chance. Okay. No, maybe even the police would come and get him for assaulting Satoko. One of his friends had told him that the consultation center works with the police sometimes. Teppei had a lot of weight on his shoulders. If the police came, they'd end up questioning him about the other trouble he was involved in. He couldn't let that happen. All he needed was the money. Teppei could leave this awful village behind as soon as he found his brother's bank book. Teppei usually stayed at home, as he found the way the other villagers looked at him unpleasant. So when playing mahjong with his friends, he played it at Satoko's house. But mahjong requires at least 4 people. When Teppei couldn't get that many people to come over, he just stayed home alone and watched TV instead. He started using this ample free time to sniff around the house for his treasure. Satoko would end up cleaning the mess he made. Besides, it wasn't his home anyway. It didn't matter to him how much furniture he broke. Bro, you need a place to sit, though. He cleared out the closet and went up to the attic. He also pulled out all the chests and searched them thoroughly. His wife had been a pretty clever woman. She must have hid it somewhere very unusual. He messed up the whole first floor and went up to the second floor to search some more. The next moment, Satoko went and tried to tackle him.
Not Nini's room.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Oh, that's
You
you!
want to take Teppy?
I can, since you've been doing the oishi.
Sure.
Okay.
No, you can't go inside Nini's room.
Tepe immediately assumed that she was hiding the bank book in there. He threw her off and forced his way inside the room. However, Satoko tried to stop him with all of her might. It was amusing for Tepe to see Satoko resisting him to that extent, but it also surprised him a little. He asked her why she didn't want him to go into Satoshi's room.
That room belongs to Nini. Nini will be hurt if he comes home and sees his room destroyed.
You don't want me there just because it's your brother's room? You don't even know if he's alive!
Nini is alive. He will come back home.
What are you
I
saying?
didn't get to see that.
Oh. Don't destroy his room.
Yeah.
What are you saying? I'm not going to destroy the room. Sorry, just imagining them like standing there and this emotional scene happening, and then Satoko's like, "Wait, what's my line?" And he's like, "Oh, it's there it is. Oh, okay."
It takes a little bit of the bite out of it.
Yeah.
Horror.
Yeah. What are you saying? I'm not going to destroy the room. I'm just trying to clean it up. Why would you have to save this room for someone who's not here anymore? I need to clean it up.
No. No, you can't.
The hell? You really don't want me to go inside, huh? Satoko's crazed behavior convinced him that he should stop provoking her for the moment. While Teppei was very talented at threatening people, despair makes cowards courageous. If he ignored Satoko and tore apart the room, she might just run away. He didn't want Satoko to be nearby, but he also couldn't let her run loose. Fine then, if you promise me a good girl, I won't go inside this room. Alright? Got it?
Yeah.
But if you make me mad, I'm gonna rip this room apart. If you escape from this house or tell people about what's happening, everything in there's gonna end up in the garbage. Get it?
Yes. Thank you for giving me a chance.
Teppei was sure the bank book was inside Satoshi's room, but Satoko would lose it if he went inside. He wasn't pleased about the promise he made with her, but at least it would keep Satoko under control. It might not hurt him to send her off to school. If he kept her home again tomorrow, that teacher might come to the house with the police in tow. He was only keeping her at home because he was afraid that Satoko would talk to other people. If she wasn't going to do that, it'd be better for him to send her to school. He could sneak into Satoshi's room while she was out. Satoko, you've been a good girl, so I guess your cold is all better now. Go back to school tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
He was the one who told her to say thank you when he gives her approval to do something. But it annoyed him to hear her say it over and over. Get out of my sight, you little brat! Gah! You're so annoying! Fucked up!
Yeah, he's the worst. Actually the worst.
He is the worst. Save. End of chapter 7. Lows. Continue. The levity. We must sing after seeing the child abuse. Yeah. Chapter 7. Chapter 8, rather. The Child Consultation Center had finally contacted Satoko's uncle after finding out she was missing from school for 3 days in a row. I'm sure it was because of our efforts that Satoko was able to come to school today, not to gay. However, we couldn't really celebrate after seeing her painful expression. Satoko, we were so worried about you.
Are you sure nothing happened to you these past 3 days?
I really did have a fever the whole time. I'm sorry for making you all worry.
She started telling us why she hadn't been at school. Nobody had even asked her that. Suspicious.
Her uncle must have told her to say that to everyone. It's so painful to see her like this.
Rena seemed more angry than sad. Inside, I felt the same way. It felt like my anger was boiling up and lodging painfully in my throat. No, not that, CG. He was only letting Satoko come to school because he was now certain that she wouldn't do anything that would put him at a disadvantage. He was treating her like a tamed animal. Was it too late already? I thought of the broken Satoko I once saw in my imaginary world. Satoko, do your best, okay? Ganbatte.
Of course I will. I'm doing well, even though Nini isn't here with me.
I slowly reached out my hand toward her head. As a reward for you doing your best, I'll pat your head. Do you mind? She didn't reply, but she didn't refuse either. I slowly put my hand on her head. She didn't react to it, but a tear rolled down from her eye all of a sudden. Was she crying because she didn't want to be touched? No, that wasn't it. Rather, it was the opposite. If I stopped patting her head, I'd hurt her feelings. Satoko felt obligated to survive without her Nini. But that didn't mean she didn't want anyone else's help. She couldn't appreciate my patting her head openly. Satoko had no choice but to cry in silence. Fucked up.
Satoko-chan, we won't tell anyone if you cry right now.
And after Rena said that, Satoko started crying like a baby. I felt relieved knowing that it wasn't too late. She hadn't yet suffered from the fatal emotional wound that I saw in my imaginary world. However, her tears made it clear that I needed to save her as soon as possible, no matter what the whole world might say to me.
Satoko, everyone is going to help save you. I promise you that. Satoko, we weren't just doing nothing for these past 3 days. Right, Kei-chan?
Right. We're making an appeal to the Child Consultation Center. We're asking them to save you from your horrible uncle.
You don't have to do that for me.
It's not just us. Right, Tomita-kun?
It's not just me either. Okamura and the whole class are fighting for you.
That's right! We all went to the Child Consultation Center together. We're going today too, right, my Bara-san? Fuck.
Yep. We're not going to give up until we save you. All the boys and girls in the class answered my call with their cheers. Satoko seemed a little surprised, but then soon became expressionless again.
Is that why the social worker came to my house? That really wasn't necessary of you. Satoko, did he hurt you because of that?
She wouldn't answer. I couldn't tell what that silence really meant. Soon after, Chie-sensei entered the classroom. She must have heard the noise we were making.
Ocho-san, are you feeling better now?
We didn't know for sure if she was really sick or not. All of us, including Chie-sensei, were feeling the same thing.
Yes. I am fine. I'm sorry for worrying you. Everything is alright now. Will you be attending school regularly from now on? Yes. You don't have to continue worrying about me. You don't have to talk to any more social workers. Ocho-san, if you feel overwhelmed, you can come stay with me. I'm on your side, okay? You're welcome at my house anytime.
Hey, Chie-sensei, don't act like you're the only one who can help her. Satoko, we're all on your side here.
That's right. You can come to my apartment too. We have an extra room so you can use it as your own.
She can't do that. Satoko... Rika. Satoko is my pet. She has to come back to my house. Nipa!
See? You're not alone. Everyone is trying hard to save you. But I don't know if people at the Child Consultation Center will ever understand how we feel. If what Oishi-san told me yesterday was true, then once they learn this isn't the will of all Hinamizawa, once they learn it's only her classmates creating a stir, they might harden their stance against us. All we had planned was to go there with more people and ask for the same thing. The Child Consultation Center was going to say the same thing to us too. It wasn't going to be any different from yesterday. They'd tell us that it's only normal for her uncle to take care of Satoko because he's legally her guardian. They'd also tell us that there's no proof of any abuse happening. Why do they think that? Because Satoko won't admit she's being abused.
I appreciate your kindness, but I'm fine. That's a lie.
Rena spoke with a smile, but her words cut sharp.
You're not okay, Satoko-chan. You're not fooling us well enough. All of us here and many more people know that you're in pain right now. That's why we're doing our best to stand up and help you. We're reaching out our hands so that we can save you from your struggle. But we can't save you without you helping too.
She's right, Satoko. No matter what we say to the center, they'll tell us that there's no abuse because you're denying that it's happening. We all want to help you, but we can't if you don't accept our help.
I understand. I was just like you once. I thought no one could help me. I thought whatever I was doing was the only thing I could do. That's why I didn't even accept my friend's help. But someone taught me something. I can't even remember who it was. But someone taught me something. The world you want most is right in front of you. But you won't get there unless you take our hands. It doesn't mean anything if we're the only ones reaching out. Satoko-chan, you have to reach your hand to us too. We can't take each other's hands and return to the world we wish for.
Rena, who told you that?
I don't remember. I think I heard it before I went to kindergarten. I can't remember who told me that. But I can still clearly remember that feeling. I'm here because of what that person taught me.
I agree. Whoever it was who taught that to Rena, he wasn't wrong. Satoko, do you think it's better not to ask for help? Do you think that's the best thing you can do? But you're wrong about that. Look at yourself in the mirror. Is that the face you want to wear? I'm sure it's not. You don't want any part of this world. We can bring you back to the world you want to live in. We're reaching our hands out. Those hands are almost touching you, but we just can't reach far enough. If we could, we'd pull you by the hair to get you out of this mess. But we can't make it, so you have to reach out your hand too. Our hands are right here. They're right in front of your nose, so take them. If you just reach out your hand, we could pull you up into a happier world. Satoko wouldn't reach out her hand. She just stared at mine as though praying for something. Okay, this is a weird comparison to make, maybe. Has anybody seen Devilman Crybaby? Anybody?
I have not.
Okay, so this is a small, like, spoiler, I guess, but there is this sequence at the end of the series. The characters are in, they're in, like, track and field or something, and they do the baton pass, like, relay race, right? And so while this big epic fight is happening, between, like, all the main characters, it shows, like, them running track and doing the baton pass thing. And there's one character that it shows, like, the character reaching out to pass the baton to him, and he just doesn't take it. And it's a really good representation of, like, him turning his back on everybody. And that, I'm just visualizing that right now with Satoko. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Gil knows what I'm talking about. I need to rewatch that show. It's a really fucked up show, but it's really good. She just stared at mine as though praying for something. Her fingers were shaking, but Satoko wouldn't try to reach her hand toward mine. It felt like screaming out in anger, but I didn't want to scare her. If I did that, she'd never trust me again. All I could do was to wait for her to reach out her hand.
Thank you very much. Really, I do appreciate it, but I really am perfectly fine. I really... Satoko?
She needs more time.
We don't have more time. Satoko needed time to sort out her feelings, but her time limit was getting closer and closer. It was unfortunate that Satoko didn't even realize that herself. I remember so many edgy anime fanboys watched Devil Man Crybaby then dip because of the horrors. Yeah, it's really fucked up. Next moment, we heard someone approaching our classroom. By the sound of the footsteps, we could tell that it was the principal. And so, I couldn't tell why Satoko was twitching like she just got electrocuted. The door quickly opened, and the principal strode aside. He seemed relieved to see Satoko back in school. However, Satoko reacted both dramatically and bizarrely. She let out an inexplicable scream, ran to the back of the classroom, and hid behind the curtain. Oh. No one in the classroom could understand her actions. We never even considered that it was because the principal had entered the room. The principal, however, realized it immediately. Satoko was scared to see him. Hojo-kun, is everything alright? He spoke in a kind voice, but Satoko was still afraid. It was plain as day to all of us that Satoko was frightened at the sight of the principal, but none of us could understand why. Are you okay, Satoko? You don't need to be afraid. We're all on your side.
My uncle is here!
Everyone here thought for sure that Satoko's uncle had shown up to get her. We all rose up at once, shielded Satoko in a circle, and searched the surroundings. I had yet to see her uncle's face, but we were in school now. If someone unfamiliar showed up, I could spot him immediately. If he tried to force Satoko to leave, then forget everything else. I'd end the fight right here. Mion and Shion are thinking the same thing. However, while Satoko remained frightened, we couldn't find any sight of her uncle. Satoko was trembling as if he was already here inside our classroom, but there was no sight of him. Finally, I realized the truth. Satoko was frightened by the figure of the principal. I could understand that she'd be scared of his footsteps, but she was still terrified after he showed his face. Fucking... There's like certain sounds that can be like triggering to somebody who's undergone abuse. I think the most common one I've heard is a garage door opening. This was not normal. But
Not
yeah.
to get too deep or anything, but when my dad is super, super, super fucking angry, he cleans. So
yeah.
I've literally become a dog who's scared of the vacuum.
Yeah, no, that's, I've had family members who do that, and they'll, like, slam cabinets and shit. So, I understand. I understand.
The second I hear a vacuum cleaner rev up, I'm tense. I'm tense all over.
Yeah, okay. While we're being deep, I feel I want to be vulnerable right now for just a moment. Slamming doors in general. Fuck me up. And it's a hard thing to, like, tell people, like, hey, can you please not slam doors? Because, like, what if someone is angry and wants to slam something? Like, I can't just be like, you can't do that at all. Slamming doors is, like, kind of scary to everybody, but to me in particular, it is attached to a very, very personal memory of when my parents were being divorced. And I was thrown into my room and the door was slammed really hard. So hard that the paint cracked at the edge of the door. And that's so vivid that I'm taken back to that every time. And I'm like getting emotional talking about it, but this is an emotional scene. Sorry. And like, I just wanted to, like, this is a serious fucking thing. Trauma with kids is, like, real. It's fucking real. And I just feel so bad for Satoko because I understand. Yeah, I understand.
And Corgi, this is hard to watch. If you or anybody else is feeling unsafe, you can leave.
Yeah, if you, like, genuinely, if this makes you too uncomfortable, you are, like, you gotta hit the bricks. If you gotta hit the bricks, hit the bricks. You can leave, it's okay. Don't worry about it, don't worry about me. You don't even have to tell me, you can just hit the bricks. I personally really like this stuff. It's, like, cathartic, and being able to talk about these things in a safe place with chat with Cal is, like, it's nice. It gets the emotions out, you know?
Honks my silly little nose.
Honks my silly little nose. And yeah, and then we have the levity of being like a funny dog and cat. It's great. Yippee.
You repeated what I said with such like it was the first time you'd ever considered that a clown could honk its nose. You were so
I know.
enchanted.
I was like, wow, the whimsy. It's good because there's been so many things I put away in my mind. It kind of makes me realize a lot of the fucked up shit I experience. It's good and cathartic. Yeah, I agree. I kind of felt that way about Chapter 3. There was a lot about Chapter 3 that made me realize some shit, which I won't get into that, but it's good. Uncomfortable media is good because it makes you realize these things and makes you go, man, I should go to therapy. Yeah.
But that's $250.
But that's $250, baby. I need better insurance. Anyway, it was made clear to me how much stress Satoko was dealing with. Rika-chan hushed Satoko and whispered into her ear.
It's okay. Your uncle isn't here. Your mean uncle isn't here.
But he's right there! My uncle's there! He's come to take me back home!
Calm down, Satoko. Did you take your shot today?
Alright, timing you out. No. Not right now. Not right now.
Really?
Okay. In fact, no fun.
Calm down, Satoko. Did you take your shot today?
My uncle is here! No! Nini!
Her shot? What are you talking about, Rika-chan?
Keiichi, she needs Irie's help. Just tell him that Satoko is in an emergency. Hurry up. Chie, let's take her to the nurse's office.
What's wrong, Satoko-chan? Satoko-chan?
Let's call the coach. She needs to see a doctor. Does anyone have his number? I do. Let's go use the phone in the teacher's office. I headed to the nurse's office after I asked Mion to make a phone call to the doctor. There were lots of students surrounding the office. Chie-sensei was forcing out the other kids who had entered the room with them. I snuck behind her and entered it myself. Satoko was lying down on the bed, still shaking with fear. Rena and Rika-chan were there with her and were trying to calm her down. I spoke quietly so as not to scare Satoko. Is she okay? What's going on with her?
I don't really know, but she's very scared. She thought the principal was her uncle.
Hearing that made it easier to understand, but it was still hard to believe. He had been right in front of us and had spoken to her in such a kind voice. It was really hard to believe that she couldn't tell that it was the principal.
When there's a dark spot on the wall, what does it look like to you?
What?
People who hate flies will think it's a fly. It may look like a spider or cockroach if that's what you hate. People tend to sense something they don't like when they can't really tell what that something is.
She thought of her uncle when she heard the principal's footsteps?
But she was still scared even after he showed up.
The illness Satoko has prevents her from correcting those misassumptions easily.
What does she mean, illness? I tried to ask Rika-chan that, but Satoko was becoming even more frightened. Not exactly the same situation because this is more familial abuse than domestic couple abuse, but I had a friend in college who had an abusive boyfriend and he had to collectively get together and isolate her from him so that she felt comfortable enough to talk about it. Yeah. Fucked up. Rika-chan held her hand gently and tried to calm her down. Rena tapped my shoulder. She was indicating to me that we should leave Rika-chan and Satoko alone in the room. I agreed with her. Satoko was in tremendous shock. We're going back to the classroom for now.
Yes, please do.
Rena and I left the nurse's office. My classmates were still asking Chie-sensei about Satoko's condition. As soon as they saw me, they walked over and asked how she was. Let's leave it up to Rika-chan for now. Satoko is very frightened. Please don't do anything to make her afraid. She will only get more scared if we continue to make this much noise.
Let's go back to the classroom. Coach will be here soon and he'll take care of her. You called him, right, Michan?
Yeah. He'll be here right away. He said to let Rika-chan take care of her, and not to let her out of the nurse's office.
Get back to the class, everyone. We're going to start homeroom.
While the teacher took our attendance, a car arrived on the school premises. Everyone's attention was drawn to it. 3 people with white gowns came out of the vehicle. Irie ran into the school in a hurry. We were surprised to see 3 people show up. It made us all worry that Satoko was in worse shape than we'd realized. Chie-sensei felt the same way. She left the class to Mion and hurried to the nurse's office. Despite our worries, Satoko returned to the classroom about 10 minutes later. She was still as depressed as she was in the morning, but she was no longer in a state of panic.
Satoko, are you okay now? I think you should rest some more.
I'm sorry for scaring you. I'm fine now. Satoko-chan?
Satoko seemed bothered by the way we were worrying about her. Chie-sensei also returned to the classroom. At the same time, I snuck out so I could talk to Irie and his staff. I saw him talking with Rika-chan. Coach, is Satoko really okay?
Mayabata-san. Yes, she's fine. We should keep an eye on her, though.
It was just a little panic attack. She's all good now.
Just a little panic attack. Are you sure? You were saying that Satoko has some kind of illness.
Well, I should be going. Please call me if anything happens.
Coach bowed and left without making any comment. It was like he was avoiding my question about Satoko's condition.
Keiichi, can you promise to keep a secret?
What? Oh, sure.
Satoko's been sick since a few years ago. She's been getting treatment for that illness for a long time.
It was surprising to hear that. That meant she was already sick when I first met her. I'd never seen any sign of that, though.
That disease can't be cured easily, but she can live a normal life as long as she gets proper treatment and medication.
I see. Sounds like it's under control. I had no idea that she was sick until you just told me about it. She should be fine, right? She was hardly in a good condition, so that makes me hesitate to use the word fine. What kind of disease could Satoko have? Based on what I saw earlier, she might have a mental illness rather than a physical one. It might be because of how she was abused in the past. I've heard that mental trauma is not easy to cure, and it needs medical attention at times. That must be what's going on with her.
Satoko has to take 2 shots every day. Since her uncle was bullying her, she forgot to take her shot this morning.
You mean Satoko becomes emotionally unstable if she doesn't take those shots? Rika-chan nodded, quietly. Really, it was quite a shock. The Satoko I know is an energetic and mischievous girl who is always bouncing around like a super ball. I couldn't believe that she'd turn into a scared little animal just by forgetting to take a shot.
She becomes very afraid when she doesn't get her shots. When something happens suddenly, or when she hears a strange noise or sees something unusual, she feels like there are things that are coming to harm her.
So, she thought her uncle came to the school when she heard the principal's footsteps.
That's right. Once she convinced herself that the footsteps belonged to her uncle, that became the truth for her. Even after she saw the principal's face, her mind told her that it was her uncle.
You said she can't organize information quickly enough. Is that what her illness is all about? I don't even want to know what the disease is called. I feel so bad for her. I had no clue that she'd been fighting this condition for so long. That poor girl. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Keiichi, please don't tell Satoko anything about her illness.
Why not? I guess I shouldn't ask. It might not be a nice thing to talk to her about her mental illness. I guess that's what she's trying to tell me. She came back to the classroom, but is she okay now?
Irie gave her an injection, so she's all right for now.
She's seriously sick to the point where she requires a doctor's attention. I realized something in the next moment. Hey, maybe we can have her be hospitalized. We'd force her to stay in a hospital, even if she refuses. That way we can save her from her uncle. Yes, that's a great idea.
I suggested that before, but Satoko refused.
It's not about her refusing or not. If the doctor tells her to stay...
Keiichi, if Satoko doesn't go back home, her uncle is going to get rid of her Nini's room.
What?
Satoko feels obligated to protect the Hojo residents until Satoshi comes home.
He was taking advantage of her? Teppei was telling her that he'd get rid of Satoshi's room if she didn't stay with him? That's horrible!
Please don't tell anyone about this. She is not good at controlling herself, so she might get very angry about this.
She brought up Shion, but I was also furious about it. I had to calm down, though. I needed everyone's help in order to save Satoko. I couldn't ruin everything by acting foolishly. I had no time to stop. Damn it! Satoko asked us for help. We could help her right away! Just because she hadn't asked didn't mean she didn't need it. As her friends, we had to help her. So it's just been me for a bit. We'll get through it.
Especially after...
I was saying, I'm sorry it's just been me for a bit.
No, you're fine.
We'll get through it. Especially after learning that he was controlling her by threatening to get rid of Satoshi's room. She told you that he's threatening her, right? Can't we take that as an SOS? Rika-chan nodded slightly.
Keiichi, we don't have much time left.
That I was all too aware of. She had a panic attack just because she didn't take her shot this morning, but if she stayed in her current environment, it'd be too late to save her in a matter of days. I saw her future when I saw Satoko crying behind the curtain this morning. This is the 3rd day. We have 10 times more people on our side than we had on the first day, but we're not going to stop there.
Keiichi, it won't be that easy to save Satoko. I've tried many times before, but never succeeded.
Really?
You don't remember. But you're different this time. I think you're getting very close to saving her. I believe that you're someone who can defeat fate.
What did she mean when she said I didn't remember? I didn't have time to ask questions, though. Yeah, you're right. I'll defeat fate. Just watch me. School. A huge crowd had formed in front of the library. It was hard to believe that over 50 people had assembled in front of such a quiet place. Oh.
Kay!
Get out of there.
Things are getting interesting today. That's Mayabata-san! He's our leader today!
Yo, glad to meet you! Oh, let me... Hi, Evie! I wish I had friends that were as knowledgeable and aware when I was in a situation I needed to get out of. Still had amazing friends step in to help when I was ready. But I wish I had someone intervene earlier. Everybody wishes that. I understand. I understand. Hi, Evie. Hi, Evie. I'm glad you're in a better situation. I'm glad. Kameda-kun had brought a bunch of athletes with him. They were all very tall and full of spirit. Being greeted by a bunch of big people at once made me feel uncomfortable. Whoops, I shouldn't feel so intimidated. The commander can't act bashful in front of his troops. Following after them were our nameless comrades who sympathized with our plight at Angel Mort yesterday, and we won't be reading anything they're saying if they say anything. I hate to say it, but I never expected any of them to actually show up. I kind of wish they didn't, actually. Seeing them all here to support us made me feel glad. They seemed plenty pumped up, too. Raising up fervorous cries. Shrieks? Kameda-kun did so much for me. He brought not only his teammates, but also people from Angel Mort. I couldn't thank him enough.
Don't worry, Kay! We're all brothers at Angel Mort! I heard from the people who went to the Desert Fiesta today that the dessert named Innocent Blue Sundae is the best one! Let's eat it together this summer!
Kamatake!
Keiichi-kun, this is incredible! You gathered this many people by yourself.
Hello. I never expected you get this many people here. Good job!
Mitake-san, Akeno-san, why are you two here?
Oh, you didn't know? They told us they'd come at the meeting last night. And the coach is supposed to be here too.
Sorry I made you wait so long. I'm sorry for being so late. It took me a while to leave the clinic.
Wow! Coach, that's amazing! It's amazing!
Coach had brought some sashes, headbands, and banners with him. He was so well prepared. The sashes and headbands read, "Save Satoko Hojo," and the consultation center must take action immediately. They were perfect for a protest. He had brought lots of extras along too. Takano-san and Shion handed them out to the other supporters.
You know, Coach, I loathe that style of yours. But you've earned some respect today.
You know, I really like these things. Not all 60 of us know each other, but when we all wear the same headbands, I start to feel a real sense of unity.
It feels like I'm back at the dam conflict. The people of Hinamizawa were wearing headbands and sashes just like these. Like they were invincible. No one could make them stop.
I've been to a few protests, and there's really something like super unifying about protests. It's really awesome. Tomitake-san was exactly right. Even the kids from Okinomiya were willing to wear the headbands. It was like we were supporting a baseball team.
Here, Bika-san. It took us a while to get all of these made.
Irie.
I'll do everything I can. I'll do my very best to help us rescue Satoko-chan.
Here, these are yours, Keiichi-kun. It felt like a field trip yesterday, but today is totally different.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't know why I said that so robotically. I figured showing up in greater numbers would intimidate them, but this has way more impact. Bluffs really are important after all. It's just about time. Call us to attention, Captain. Captain, I'm just the person who set this up.
Keiichi-kun, you need to act more like a leader. This is all going in my cringe compilation. Get up there and stand strong.
I walked out in front of everyone while Tomitake-san took pictures. Everyone went quiet and turned their gaze to me. I felt so nervous, but at the same time, I also felt really thrilled to see all of our comrades here. Thanks for being here today, everyone. As you know, it's been 4 days since my classmate Satoko Hojo was taken by her uncle. How can he claim to be her legal guardian? He used to beat her, and he neglected her for a whole year so he could live with his lover here in Okinomiya. The Child Consultation Center must urgently take care of this matter and save Satoko from him. However, they're putting her case on hold. They just don't understand how much of an emergency this is. Today, we're going to attempt our third appeal so as to get them to save her as soon as possible.
For those who know Satoko-chan at school today, you should all know. She was at her wit's end after only 4 days. We can't leave her in that environment any longer.
This is our third attempt. We have so many people on our side, too. Let's let them know how important this is. We're not going to neglect our friend.
Amazing. This really is the return of the damn conflict.
My Barakun wasn't even living here when that happened. This is quite interesting. There must be something about this village that brings people together.
That's just the culture here, I think. Something like this happening was inevitable.
I come from a city where neighbors don't even know each other's faces. I'm a little jealous.
That's a bit rich coming from someone who keeps complaining about the lack of trains.
Alright, not reading anything, okay, this one's fine. All units prepare for assault. Give us the order to lay our lives down today, Your Excellency.
These are demands. Rescue the target. Everyone follow K's command.
Yeah! 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 Everyone had that much vigor before we'd even entered the building. Oh, the music changed. I was like, what's happening? They had to have heard what was going on inside. In fact, panicked-looking people were staring at us out the windows.
Well, here goes nothing.
Irie pushed me forward, and I took the first step of our third attempt, with the weight of 60 people on my shoulders. We went through the automatic doors and slowly crossed 20 meters to the counter. How will they take this? The first day, it was just a counselor. Yesterday was a manager. Think we'll get the guy in charge today?
I don't know. But I'm sure they'll understand just how much we care about her.
Hello? How may I help you today?
Same as yesterday, we're here to appeal for immediate action on behalf of Satoko Hojo. At the far end of the office, I saw the manager from yesterday talking to a guy sitting behind an important-looking desk. I could tell he was intimidated to see so many people. Shion said that this was the day we'd finally close the deal, but I couldn't be that optimistic yet. To be honest, our current numbers were probably the maximum number of people that I could get. So, what would we do if things didn't work out today? I put up a brave front, but internally, I was nearly cracking with anxiety. But looking at the hopeful, encouraging expression on Rena's face as she walked beside me helped disperse those timid feelings. Rena might hold the very same worries inside of her heart. Everyone must be wondering if we can really save Satoko or not. But today, we were supporting each other by hiding those worries. That was unmistakably our team's strong point. Hi, Esther! Welcome! We could never have gathered so much energy and strength if we were alone. That power can only be created when people work together. It takes forever for a drop of water to wear away at one rock, but a tsunami can break it into pieces in a second. The manager approached the counter. He started speaking to me, saying that as the meeting room wasn't open today, he couldn't let us all into one room. However, the head of the office was willing to see us, so we could use the reception area in front of his desk. Since the room is so small, however, he asked us to choose 3 representatives to come inside.
I am truly sorry. We hope you'll understand this is out of concern for our visitors, and show that you are willing to cooperate.
We were here with all these people, and they were only letting 3 of us inside. I wanted to refuse their offer, but Mion told me to take it.
If we occupied the office with our numbers, they could fault us for obstructing their business. I think they're intimidated enough. The head of the office is willing to talk with you today. I think that's the best treatment you can get from them. They're all shaking like scaredy cats.
Meow meow. Still, it's definitely a lie that the meeting room isn't available today.
I think so too. But Michan is right. I think they're intimidated enough.
The head of the office is the top of the whole organization. If he's willing to talk to us, we might have to compromise as well.
If we refuse to see him, that will go on the record. We don't want them to be able to claim that we refuse to talk to him.
I think we should make it clear that we're here to have a conversation.
It was good to get suggestions from so many different people. If it was only me, I would have just gotten pissed off and left. That was probably not the best idea. Once again, I felt how important it was that we were a team. I understand. 3 of us will go talk to him then. But who should it be?
Keiji-kun, you have to go. Other than you, I think Coach and Michan would be the best choice.
If the head of the office recognizes me, they'll think that this is the Sonozaki family's doing. I can't let them think that, since my family has nothing to do with this case. I'm really sorry, but it's those adult circumstances again.
Saving Satoko is our fight. That hack has nothing to do with this anyway. How about you, Rena-san? You should go and talk with them.
I don't mind, but how about you, Rika-chan?
Me?
As Satoko-chan's best friend, I think you should be a representative.
Rika-chan is a quiet girl, so it'd be hard for them to understand what she's thinking. However, she's Satoko's best friend. She had been living with her for the past year, as if they were family. She has the strongest bond with Satoko out of any of us. Alright, Coach, Rika-chan, and me. We're going in.
Roger. I'll get everyone under control.
Mion winked at me and started explaining the situation to everyone else.
How are we feeling, gamers?
Better. Positive. Monpai, did you knock over a plant? You knocked over a plant. I just looked over and my daisy is knocked over. She likes to eat my daisy. Okay, I'm sorry for this tangent. I have this daisy that I thought was dead. And then a leaf grew back. And I was like, oh my god, the daisy's coming back. And then the next day I looked at it and that leaf had a big, like, bite mark out of it. And I was like, great. Thanks, Moonpie. Would this be a good place to stop, actually? I know it's, like, in the middle of everything, but it did have, like, a little letterbox thing. And
I was thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. She is joining the protest. You're right.
She's joining the protest. She is. She's like, save her! Save Satoko! Damn it! Protect me from Flowey. Yeah. Can I go to the menu after now I have saved? Yeah. Because I want to be on the tips menu if we want things to talk about.
Tisps.
Tisps. Or just the Higurashi. It's good. We can turn it up a little bit. It's kind of quiet. How we feeling, gamers? Thanks, Moonpie. The typer!
Oh, did I not mute? My bad.
No! How we feeling, chat? How we feeling about Higurashi? I don't know how many chapters this chapter has. This episode has. Minagoroshi. I don't know how much we have left. We've been going for quite a bit with this chapter, but this is like the penultimate one, so I imagine it's gonna get crazy. Alright, Moonpie, come here. Come here.
God, I'm like not warm, but I'm sweating regardless.
Because of the drama?
Oh my god, baby.
She smells like fish. It's gross.
Gross.
Just a lot of it because it's sometimes hard to watch. It's fair. That's why I have the pinned content warning.
Yeah. It's absolutely okay to take care of your own mental health.
Oh yeah. The way I take care of my mental health is exposing myself to very uncomfortable media, but I know that's most people don't do that. Most people are like, no, I'm good. I don't want anything to trigger me. Which I understand. It makes sense. Makes sense. I'm just a weirdo who has weird triggers. Weird triggers. Not like, I could see like straight up like triggering content and I'm like, that's fine. But then like weird shit happens and I'm like, ah! God, there was something recently. I'm trying to think. There was something recently that I like watched that weirdly like, oh, I think it was actually Needy Streamer Overload. This was off stream. So I was playing Needy Streamer Overload off stream chat, and there was an ending I got that was very disturbing. Where she basically gets doxxed and you start hearing like knocking on her door and she's like, make the knocking stop, make the knocking stop. And it's just, you just keep hearing knocking and it sounds like it's actually on your door. So it freaked me out. It was really good. It was really good. Needy Streamer Overload. Really good. Really good game. Really good game. Highly recommend. Man. I just heard that. That was scary. Why would you do that to me? Me saying this is a thing that triggers me, and then Cal being like knocking.
I didn't hear you say that it like triggers you. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
No, it was funny. No, I was just talking about like weird things that end up like making me really uncomfortable. You know what is a weird thing that makes me really uncomfortable? The movie Skinamarink. I watched like 10 minutes of that. I couldn't do it. And there's nothing that was going on. Nothing. I'd have done the same. My dog used to bark
I
like
have,
crazy
like-
whenever someone knocked. Yeah.
I have like 3 different knocking sound effects for like different ears.
Mhm.
So like, you know, this is me pressing soundboard shit, everybody. I have one for your right ear.
Mhm.
I have one for the middle.
Oh, that one's fucked
And
up.
I have one for your left ear.
Didn't really come out my left ear. I think my headphones might be fucked.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh, that's amazing though. That was so funny. You saw Skinnamarink in the movie theater. I'm sorry. I just remember watching it and being like kind of bored, but the way that I don't know, Cal, if you've ever seen Skinnamarink.
No.
So literally it feels like just it's really long shots of like dark corners of rooms. Like the first like 15 minutes I watched. And it feels like being a small child at night in alone at home. And
I don't want to be a small child alone at home at night.
yeah, the way it captured that feeling so expertly just like fucked me up a little bit. And to top it all off, one of the kids' names is very similar to my actual name. And that's the first line I heard in the movie, and I went, "Oh!" I had to abort. I had to abort immediately because hearing like a man's voice saying something that sounded similar to my name and like it being whispered around the dark corner, I was like, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm fucked up. I need to get out of here. Oh no. Feels like my memories of my childhood, looking into a dark room and seeing faces that aren't there. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's what Skinnamarink was like trying to do. At least from like the fucking 15 minutes I watched of it. I think it's best in the movie theater. There's wild stuff it does with film grain that's better on a big screen. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. But yeah, good stream today mostly. Good stream. Good stream today. I don't have much to say about this what we did on stream today, but I'm glad they're making efforts to help Satoko, and it's not too late. Not too late. Because he went to reach out and pat her head, and she did not react badly. So that's good. But I think I'm gonna just switch over to the stream ending. I don't know what.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, everybody. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow, if anything, with the scaredy cats. If we're not doing anything with the scaredy cats, I might be doing more abiotic with Scorch. It all depends on pain management, because something's always in pain. Something's always in pain with me. It sucks.
Me too.
You know.
Right now.
You know. People know. Everybody knows.
I switched my.
Oh no, your microphone. The crustening.
Bro,
Alright.
mean to me.
I wonder if we should. We could raid Jess again. Oh, I think Jess is playing a game that they worked on, actually. That's really cool. And they've only been streaming for a small amount of time, so they probably just started. So we're gonna raid Jess again. I think it's Lovelish Kia X. Oh. Jess is a good. Jess got a new mic recently. Speaking of mics. We're gonna go say hi to Jess.